Hey, hey, hey. Good morning, Brick World. What's happening? How's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're doing well. It is a rainy Sunday morning here where I am on the East Coast of the United States. I hope everybody's having a bright sunny day wherever they are. But I'm not going to complain. It's better than snow and ice. So I'm okay with that. All right. So I am going to build. Whoops, wrong camera. This poly bag today. I decided I wanted to build this one because, well, I just think it's cool and I wanted to build it. But this is going to be my next stop motion video. I decided I wanted to do a shorts video for stop motion. And that will force me to keep it reasonably timed and not do anything too crazy. Just a simple stop motion. Speaking of which, I wrapped up the filming for my my next stop motion review, which is going to be on. Hold on, let me grab it and I can show you. Because of course I was just going to do it on one vehicle, but no. When I started filming, I changed my mind. So I was originally going to do the video on this creator taxi, which I have some opinions on, good and bad. But then I decided, you know what? I really like the tuk tuk, so let's just go ahead and throw that in there. Which I really do love that tuk tuk. And then I was like, you know what? Let's just go ahead and put the Spider-Man monster truck in there. But I will tell you this. I have two cameos. Well, voice cameos. Not like actual people cameos. But there's two YouTubers that are going to do a voice for two of the characters that are in the review, because obviously the Spider-Man monster truck has minifigs, so I have somebody that's doing a voice for Spider-Gwen, and it's like a real quick. It's just a quick voice for Spider-Gwen, and then I have somebody that's doing a voice for the Spider-Man, which has a few more lines than Gwen does, but yeah. So got the filming wrapped up, started the editing, and then I have to send the script, the lines for the person that's doing Spider-Man, so that way they can get that out. I was originally gonna have T-Mog do the voice of Spider-Man for me, but I had to change it because of the way of the script. There's somebody else that I actually think would actually do a better voice for that, just because of the demeanor of Spider-Man in this short, or in this stop motion. So, anyways, all right. Let me just say hello to a few people that's out there right now. Albrecht's count says go to bed. I was, and then I woke up. Just build it. Good morning. Hello to you. How you doing? Will. Good morning, brother. How you doing, man? What the tuck, Hive? I tuck this, man. Right. Yeah, man. And you know, I don't know if it matters or not, because I use the word review for these stop motions really lightly, because I do give my opinion about it and whatnot, but it's not any kind of thorough review. I mean, in this video, it's a review. I say it's a review of 3 different vehicles, but the video is going to be like probably under 2 minutes. It might be a little over. I don't know. It might be just under 3 minutes, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Beard Bricks, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? Hey, if you want to invite, if you want a link, brother, let me know. BBTV, good morning. I'm still watching the epic stream from Friday night. I am jealous that I couldn't watch it live. Thanks, man. Yeah, that was a fun stream. I mean, you know, BFAB had his opinions on some things. Oh man, I forgot he replied to my comment. I never had a chance to read it. Let me see something real quick, because I had he made a comment, and he was he's bashing on himself, and I said something to him, and I was like, don't no, okay. All right. So anyways, yeah, he was saying he was an asshole drunk, and I mean, I don't know. Asshole's a strong word to me. I told him he had some bold opinions when he's drunk. MJ, good morning. How you doing, brother? He's saying same old, same old. I need motivation to continue building. I'm sick of looking at this little incomplete clone base. Yeah, you know what's killing me, man, is I desperately want to build. I mean, I want to build everything I've got in my backlog. Like, you can't even see it all, man. Like, let's see if I can get it all in there. Because I started stacking it so I can make room for Ninjago City Gardens. But like, I want to build everything I have. But there's some things I really, really want to build right now. Like, I really want to build the Slave One. I really want to build the blacksmith shop, Sesame Street, Winnie the Pooh. Dude, oh my gosh, there's too many things in there right now that I really want to build. But as you all know, I just don't really have the room. Now, I think, and then wait, my God, there's so many different directions everything I say can go into, because I was going to say, well, I'll just do a 24-hour live stream like I wanted to do as soon as I can get the time off, and then I'll build the Slave One, and if I got to sit it right here, then so be it. I'll sit it right here. But we're getting ready to move into an apartment, so that way we can sell this house as quick as we can. So we plan on putting this house on the market basically within 4 weeks. So you guys might actually see a little less of me for a few weeks. I should still have no problem having Good Morning Brick Rolled and the occasional live stream. I don't know. So anyways, the apartment we're going to get does have 2 bedrooms. I made sure to get one like that, so that way we can have the second bedroom to put all this stuff in, at least as much of it as possible. And I can still have a space where I can still, film or whatnot. Have you done anything since the last pic you sent, Will? Oh, drunk BFAB equals views. Brick Spray, what's happening? Good morning. So, and also I decided that, so I'm editing the stop motion that I just wrapped up filming for the vehicles, like I was showing you. And then, I'm going to do we'll do a shorts stop motion with this. But the next one, I'm actually going to let all you guys decide. I'm going to do a vote. And you know what? Before I even do that vote, I should probably do a vote on what would you guys rather me do would you rather me keep making more stop motion reviews like right now, or would you rather me take a break from that and then jump back over to like the Misadventures of Rick Hive or one of the other stop motions I was gonna do? Like, so the two next intermission stop motions. So like, you know how I got Misadventures of Rick Hive. That's a continuing story. And then in between, my plan was in between each Misadventures of Rick Hive, I was going to do like a random story, like I did the speeder bike race. So the next one, the next two that I have planned that I want to do is like a cantina / Cheers type skit. If any of you guys are old enough to know the show Cheers, but it would be the Mos Eisley Cantina instead of the Cheers bar in Boston. And then the other one was like a Joker, like a Friends, like the show Friends, kind of like that / the Three Stooges, but it was going to be with 4 different Joker minifigs that I have. I don't know if that makes sense to anybody, but it was like they're all roommates together, you know what I mean? So those were the two next random stop motions that I was going to do. So there's those, the Misadventures of Brick Hive, and then whatever reviews that I have, you know, for sets. Brick Studio, goodness, man, thank you. God, what? Have a great stream while having breakfast with my mom and dad at a diner. Nice, man. Enjoy your breakfast, and thank you so much, Chris. Appreciate that, man. That's really kind of you. Man, you guys are so sweet. Mama Lego, good morning to you. And I see A&A Hobbies. What's up, Corey? Corey, if you want a link, man, let me know. It's been a while, you know, since you've been on. So if you want to join, let me know. BBTV, I don't know what you're doing, man, but if you want a link to, you just let me know. Duckla Bricks, yo, good morning. Mrs. Craggle, hello, good morning to you. How's Mr. Craggle doing? So funny, he always cracks me up calling me Dave Filoni. But you know, it's insane. He is spot on. Like, look, a lot of people have said over the years that I look like different celebrities, good or bad, I don't know. And I swear, I'm being totally honest with you, I don't make this stuff up. Some people will say I look like Charlie Sheen, and I don't know, maybe this is when I didn't have the gray either. Some people have said I look like Christopher Reeves. Some people have said I've looked like Wes Bentley. I'm trying to think of who else. Somebody once said that I look a little bit like Henry Cavill. But yeah, Dave Filoni, that's a new one. Craggle. Right on, Corey. Craggle, if you want to link, awesome, man. I don't know what y'all are doing. I never know what anybody's doing in the morning time, or at least in my morning. I mean, I've sent out a bunch of links already, but I'm not sure who's joining or who's not. I think what was it? All Bricks Count said he could join in a little while. But yeah, let me get you a link, Corey. Give me 1 second. Where you at? Because I can't remember if I have your email address or if I just sent it to you on Instagram. Yeah, so, you know, there's a lot of different things to choose from as far as what story I should do, you know what I mean? And I haven't had a chance to read what you guys are writing out there. If you have been commenting on that. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Chat moved kind of fast. Oh, Will said he saw a bunch of great deals on Craigslist. Yeah, man. Look, we're going to have a totally different conversation, Will, about Craigslist once I get my credit card payments down. And it doesn't help, you know, like, I'm absolutely buying that droid. I think on day one, the probe droid, and then I don't know whatever comes out for like May the 4th and everything. Will says, "I want you to do whatever makes you happy, Hive. We will enjoy anything you put out for us." Thanks, Will. That's really nice of you, man. Yeah, they all make me happy. Sometimes I'm very indecisive. I just don't know which one to do next. And as you can see, I changed my mind because I was just getting ready to start on gosh, was it number 3 of Misadventures of Brick Hive? And then I just went and swooped right into like doing these reviews. Oh, right on, Craggle. Hey, Sai, what's up, sexy? All right, give me a sec, Craggle, and I'll hook you up. Corey, I did send you one too, just so you know. Whenever you want. Cut the Craggle. I'm trying to get my singing voice back. You know what I mean? Sorry, I'm catching up on the chat here. You guys are all talking fast. I will have to pass this morning. I'm going to bed soon. Oh, okay, right on. That's right. You work late. I forgot. You worked at. Don't you work like a 3rd shift, BBTV? Let's see here. Hello, Gary. He says hello from Ireland. Good morning to you, or well, it's morning for me. I'm not sure exactly if it's afternoon or evening for you, but good whatever time of the day it is to you. Thank you for stopping by and joining us. Say it's always cool to meet new people, and it's even cooler meeting people from other countries. To this day, it still blows my mind just how awesome we can connect with each other, no matter where in the world we're at. It's just amazing. Sigh, you're blushing. You're cracking me up, Sigh. I can't remember. I don't even remember what stream it was on, man. It's like, yeah, we all stream so much. But you were talking about shaving or something. You were talking about like this was the only hair on your body. I think it was on London Calling. But yeah, you were definitely cracking me up. Huey says 12-hour day and 12 nights. I am nights at the moment till next week, then go back to 2 weeks of days. Man, see, that's like when I used to be a cook, because I cooked for a lot of years before I got into maintenance. I would work night and day shifts. That was one of the things that my employers loved about me. It's like I can work like all these different stations in the kitchen. I could like expedite, but I could fluctuate and work breakfast and lunch or dinners. You know what I mean? But eventually, it takes a toll on you, like working at night and working during the day, working at night, because your body can't adjust. You know what I mean? Like my body now, for the last 20 years, I've been doing like the same type of work. You know what I mean? So I just naturally will get up in the morning, and that's how my body operates now. I couldn't imagine trying to switch back and forth. Even though sometimes, you know, when I have those late night Hive streams, I feel like I'm not really sleeping anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And I did see who did I just see pop up? Was it Carnage? I think I just saw Carnage. Yes, Ready Carnage. Good morning. And I have a guest. We have Titanium J.
Greetings.
Greetings. No longer formerly known as Titanium J 52.
The 52 will return in a little under 52 years. Not 52 years, 32 years, when I am actually 52.
Right. There you go.
The real challenge is going to be remembering this idea for the next 3 decades.
Don't worry. There's 20 people in the chat, and then there's you and I. So there's 22 people that has to remember that. I'm sure one of us will remember. What is BBC? It's bad for the missus and myself because we work opposite shifts when we're off together. Yeah, that's even more rough, working the opposite shift things. That's something a lot of new families have to do. like when a couple first has like a kid or something like that, because unless you can afford daycare or you got somebody that can help you watch your kid, but usually like one parent has to work like one shift and the other parent's got to work another shift, so there's always someone home, with the kid.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's rough. It's rough. It'd be great to live in a world where we can kind of do what kind of work we'd really like to be doing and comfortable and be able to live off of it.
Bearded Bricks would like a link.
Oh, you got it. You got it, dude. I got you. So what are you up to today, brother?
Not much. I got up early to do laundry.
Okay.
And then I ate breakfast about 20 minutes ago. And that's really it.
No, that's, it's good to not always have anything crazy going on.
I've always done my laundry really early in the mornings because no one else is up. But people are starting to catch on to that because the dryer was running. One of the dryers was running on the floor I went to.
Well, I feel like that should be the norm for a lot of things that are like that or similar. For instance, like in amusement parks, you can buy like a fast pass, like this to get to a different line that's faster or something like that. But eventually, I feel like if enough people do that, then it's not going to be a fast pass anymore. It's just going to be like a normal line,
Then you get a even faster fast pass, which they charge more for. And
the fast pass.
Yeah.
It's where they put you in like a cannon and shoot you above the rest of the crowd.
Will poses it's a good question. Were they up early or real late? You never know.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. It's a good question. What's going on with my phone? Who's blowing my phone up? Oh, it's Makari. It was asking me if I was still interested in this Funko Pop I was going to get for Mrs. Hive. Oh, we have a guest. Bearded Bricks is with us. Hey.
What's going on?
What's up, brother?
Nothing much.
Yeah, I was just talking about Mrs. Hive is getting into so she slowly got into Funko Pops, right?
Yeah.
But really the only ones that she collected was Wonder Woman Pops. And even Wonder Woman Pops, she was pretty selective on which ones that she wanted. But she has like 3 shelves full now of Wonder Woman Pops. And occasionally either I would get her something or she would get one that was different. Like she loves Prince. So I got her a Prince Funko Pop. She loves Labradors. So like I got her a Labrador Funko Pop. She loves that show Big Bang Theory. So I got her the Penny Funko Pop when she's dressed as Wonder Woman, right? But now she's branching out a little bit. Now she's getting into like icons. And the first one she wants is Sprout, the Jolly Green Giant one, the little giant. It's called Sprout. Yeah, she wants that. So,
now you're down the slippery slope of having to buy them all.
Oh my god, dude! I don't know. Well, hey, this one's on her. Like I've got some, right? Don't get me wrong, but I'm very like, for instance, this is how picky I am. So we're at Walgreens yesterday. Speaking of Pops, we have another guest that is also into Pops. We have Cut the Craggle.
Howdy.
What's up?
How's it going, Mr. Filoni?
It's going good. Just taking a break from filming. I was just telling them about Funko Pops. My wife is getting into the icon ones, and she wants Sprout. So I was getting her that one. But I was saying that we were at Walgreens last night, and I saw a Walgreens exclusive one that is Adam Warlock from the Marvel Universe.
Nice. Yeah.
And he's got the Infinity Gauntlet on, and it's from the original comic books. And I almost bought it, but I didn't.
Oh, you're gonna regret that.
Because I'm very, very selective, man.
Do you know how many Walgreens I went round when I was in Manhattan because I was looking to see what exclusive pops they had? In particular, I was trying to get the General Grievous one with the Walgreens sticker, and I had no.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Hey, Fick. I have not seen that one yet.
This is a few years back. It now goes for like $1,000. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
My.
Well, and there was also another Walgreens exclusive that the only reason I didn't get them, and I know I'm probably ashamed to say this, but the only reason I didn't get them is because if I see a pop that I specifically want, like I had to get all of the Knights of Ren. Like that was like a mission. I had, all right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I get anything that I don't want for myself, but I think it's really cool or something, I'll see how much it's worth. And if it's not doing anything, then I'm just like, nah. Because I know eventually I'll resell it or something. So they had the Screaming Symbiote. Yeah, I always say that wrong. And it was a Walgreens exclusive, but it's not really doing anything. So I was like, nah. But occasionally there's some that I don't grab and I really regret it. But what are you gonna do? I'm Lego. I can't really dabble in it too much else, or I'm gonna be in trouble.
That's my problem. I'm spread too thin. I do Lego. I do Funko Pop action figures. It's just
Yeah, and when we were at Walgreens, I was looking at the Black Series stuff they had there too, and it was.
It's all Ryan's fault. Oh. They got Ryan and
I know everybody plays Ryan. We have a guest. Cabbage Face is here.
Hey,
what's up, brother?
Hey.
How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just talking about some Funko Pops, man.
Oh, Funko Pops.
I got out of the Funko Pops. I really wanted all the Dragon Ball Z characters, and I bought most of every one that there was at the time. And then I was like, I'm going down this slope, because then it was like they came out with the Venomized Marvel characters, and I was like, I want those. And I finally just stopped buying them all. And we went to, I think it was Walmart about a week ago, and I saw one I couldn't pass up. I'm from the South, and it was Dale Earnhardt. And I was like, I have to buy Dale Earnhardt.
And that's how they get you with the Pops.
Yeah.
That's the specific thing about the Pops that nobody else does, is they can appeal to frickin' anybody, dude. Like you just said, Dale Earnhardt. I've never been into NASCAR or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But if I was, I'd get a Dale Earnhardt Funko Pop.
I'm not into NASCAR, but I mean it's Dale Earnhardt.
well, yeah, but just saying, there's anything. Like they make pops for everything, like shows, music, directors, artists, anything. Like icons. That's what my wife is, like I said, getting into now, man. I went and found a bunch of different icons, like the Kool-Aid guy, and all kinds of stuff, man. The Cheetos cat and whatever. So I don't know. And Lego does it to a degree. They'll do like the helmet stuff, and then you start getting a couple of helmets, and you kind of want to get them all, or like the Harry Potter castle stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think it's going to be Lego's next big, like, let's produce everything we can in a helmet type thing,
or stuff that's not even Lego. You know what I mean? You're like, oh my god, I got this case. I've got to get them all now.
I suppose brickheads is what they go for, isn't it?
Brickheads is another one, man.
Yeah.
So they know how to tap into that.
I feel like Funko's got more scope just because they seem to have. There's not a license that Funko don't have.
And I don't know how they do it, dude.
Quick. Like I read somewhere before, they have. Apparently, I originally read they have 5 days from getting told they're making a pop to have the final design ready to actually be made. That's how quick the turnaround is. Now apparently it's down to 3 days.
Wow.
That's insane.
That Tony the Tiger, man, that's worth money, man.
Yeah.
Because my old boss, he collected Funko Pops too, and he was a serious collector. He sold like hundreds of them, but he had like all kinds of them that were worth money. I
got a Dragon Zord from the fall convention, Comic Con somewhere, which is worth about
Power Rangers Dragon Zord.
Yeah, which is worth about $80, I think.
Yeah, somebody. There's a third hand store over here by us, and everybody, like, I guess, buys the figs or buys the Funko Pops, open them. They sell like games, everything. And I went in there and somebody turned the entire like Power Ranger series in with the Dragon Zord, the Megazord, and the white Tiger Zord. And
Wow.
I bought all of them just because it's
Wow.
Power Rangers. I mean, it's what I grew up on.
This is the thing, though, because like you said, you want to get a specific line, and that's it. And even if you do that, Funko make it difficult for you. Like, I decided I was going to get all the Scooby-Doo pop figures. Then they started doing these silly ones where there's like Scoob, but he's purple, Scoob, but he's like metallic blue, and they're
Yeah.
Comic-Con exclusives. Like, I also wanted to get all the Scott Pilgrim versus the World Funko Pops. But almost the entire line is made of different Comic-Con exclusive ones, and it's just ridiculous.
Well, and that was the thing with the Knights of Ren. I had to go to like every different place to get each one because they're all different. And the other ones that I've been collecting hardcore was Batman, the Dark Knight's Metal line, which was a comic series for a lot of those that don't know. They're each one that's come out has been like a different, you know, like one was a Hot Topic one, and then one was a FYE one, and you know,
something was one I remember was the like Batman as the Flash or something. Was that right?
Yeah. The Red Death. That's the one I got. I got that, and then they've come out with 5 of them, no, 6 of them, and I still got to get the 6th one that came out, and then there's I think 2 more. So I don't know. You know, it's hard to say if they'll put them all on or not.
I think there's one from DC that I really wanted to get, and she came out, and within like release day, it was sold out everywhere, and I couldn't find her. I still haven't to this day.
I mean, if I wasn't so deep into Lego, man, I definitely would have like all kinds of other statues and busts and figures, and like I love all that stuff, man. And not just the Black series, like Marvel. Those Legends that they put out are amazing figures too. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of cool stuff out there, man. You know, and then there's props and stuff like that. You know, like lightsabers and helmets and.
Yeah, I really like in the DC multiverse figures that they're doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was looking at some of those too.
Tom McFarlane, who created Spawn, has got his own.
Oh my gosh! And there's a lot of them, man.
Yeah, they've only been started doing it for like about, I think, just over 18 months, and about that. And there's so many. The one complaint a lot of people have had is that they focus mostly on Batman, even though it's supposed to be the DC multiverse. They do other DC characters, but primarily the focus is on Batman. But hey, what sells? You know?
Yeah.
The Marvel Legend, though, one of the cool things about them is they always do, if it's a series of like 6 characters, a lot of the times 2 of the characters no one has ever heard of, but you have to get them to get that Build-A-Figure. And I think that's something they capitalize on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's a new mini range of DC Multiverse figures coming out based on a comic arc called Last Night on Earth. Great comic, but I only really want 2 of the figures in the series, and there's 4. But the 4 figures make a buildable figure, a giant one of Bane.
Oh, nice.
Well,
I know what you're talking
I'm going to have to buy all 4 now, aren't I? Double the amount of money that I want just to get Bane.
Well, the great thing about those DC ones, too, and I don't know for sure if Marvel does this or not. They probably do, but they don't just pull stuff from the comics, man. Like the DC ones, watch. We'll see some figures come out for like the new Suicide Squad movie. I can promise you.
Yeah.
So that's really cool that they do that as well.
They've just announced a wave based on the Snyder Cuts, which are really cool. I pre-ordered some of those. They got Steppenwolf, like how he looks in the new film.
Nice.
Superman. But yeah, they do ones in the video games, movies, cartoons, comics, all sorts.
I mean, and they should, because like I don't know about the DC universe, but I know in the Marvel universe, like the MCU is canon in the comic books as well. I can't remember what Earth it is, but like the prime Marvel Earth is Earth 616, but there's a number for the MCU, like it's actually part of one of the parallel universes in the comics.
Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
They've actually been doing the multiverse like for a long time. Like, before Marvel. I think Marvel generally try to sort of stay away with it unless it's something like Spider-Man, because they always did the Spider-Verse with like Madam Web and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely with DC, because they've hinted at the multiverse before. I think Oh, actually, they did Crisis on Infinite Earths. And
Yeah, Crisis was a big multiverse thing.
It just, I guess they felt it got a little too kind of congulated. Is that the word I'm looking for?
Convoluted,
yeah.
One of the cool things that, or I don't know if it's really cool, it just drives the price of a lot of stuff up though. But they're doing is now. I have a bunch of friends, and two of my friends are really into comic books like I am, and one of them actually owns a comic book store.
Oh,
and
nice.
everything that's going on is so people are all these TV shows and these movies are reaching out to new characters, and people can't afford like for instance, we were talking about the other day. I have an Avengers book that's like it's very early. I'm thinking it's like I want to say like in the 20s, and on the cover of it is Magneto, and it's just the price has skyrocketed because no one can afford the first appearance of Magneto or the second appearance, and it's the first appearance of Magneto on an Avengers comic, which is like the only thing he's appeared on at the time other than X-Men. So it's just driving the price of it up, and now they're doing like the first like when they're Marvel Legends and all the DC Universe characters are coming out, they're doing this thing where it's like the first figure of so-and-so in this form or in this outfit. So these figures are generally going to be worth money in the future because of their appearance as.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was trying to be smart and strategic, and that's why I bought this Black Series. That's why I bought this or Jedi Knight Revan.
Nice.
Because I really feel we're gonna see a live action version of them.
Yeah.
I don't know when. Even though it's Dave Filoni, I should know that.
Yeah,
but I was trying to be strategic about it. I mean, I love Revan's my favorite character in the Star Wars universe, anyways. But I was like, you know what? I should try and get that while it's somewhat cheap. And yeah, morning, Chef, and morning, Claire.
Similar thing with me with the Justice League sets. Like after seeing the Snyder Cut, I kind of wanted to get the Flying Fox one because the sequence with that is in the Snyder Cut is so much better. But I realized that if I hung about and waited for it for too long, the price is just going to increase as more people see the film, and just generally, just because there's a new Justice League movie out, the old stuff goes up in price.
Well, did we get? And I know this might sound dumb, but I'm just not sure if we got Justice League stuff that's comic book and Lego, or if we got Justice League movie stuff.
Both.
It was both.
Yeah, we've got
Like, could we get like a revisited? Do you think? I know it sounds stupid because it's Lego, but I mean, do you think that they might do something like that? Like,
Didn't the
Zack
movie
Snyder cut?
I mean, not to self-promote, but I did a video about that very question.
Oh, well, then we should all go watch Craggle's video about that.
There's
Did it
two
not come out a
answers.
long time after the film, though, didn't it?
There's one there's an answer that I hope they would do some Snyder Cut sets, and then there's the problem answer they probably won't. But I did point out in my video, spoilers, that they did a minifigure of Nightmare Batman, how he is, in the post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
And that came out 2 years after Batman v Superman. Now, he wasn't in the theatrical version of Justice League, but even then, it would be a year after that film, and he was in a blister pack. So I'm hoping that we might see something similar, maybe, with something from the Snyder Cut.
I mean, that Steppenwolf would be pretty cool. That'd be a pretty cool big fig.
Yeah.
But,
I was thinking Nightmare Joker as well would be really good.
Oh yeah, I know.
That Nightmare Joker kind of like came out and took over. That they put that on like the front of every comic for like a while.
Yeah.
Why do you think that he didn't have his tattoos?
Well, have you ever read the comics? I think it's Death in the Family. Yeah, Death in the Family.
Yeah, that was back in the late '80s. Wait,
No,
are you talking about the when he ripped off his face and
Really
wore
ripped off his face, yeah. Not
Oh
Death.
yeah, that was like the scariest Joker I've ever seen.
I'm wondering if he's had his face taken off and put back on, because that would one way explain it. Because his skin looked really like poor.
Well, and he did have I thought it was just lipstick, but obviously maybe it could be like blood smeared, around his mouth the way it was.
Yeah, I did read a really stupid article and said, Jared Leto's Joker goes against convention by having bleached skin as opposed to makeup. It's like, originally the Joker had bleached skin. It's only Heath Ledger and Joaquin Phoenix that changed that,
Yeah, I mean, and the Joker, I mean, it's just the persona of his insanity is what really counts. It doesn't matter if his face is bleached or if it's makeup. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, I thought it was kind of bleached anyways. Kind of like how the Jet Nicholson Joker was, where he put makeup on to look normal.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Jack Nicholson portrayed it perfect because he put makeup on to look like he had normal skin.
Dude, I think I've liked all the Jokers in their own way. I really have, man. And I ain't gonna lie, I haven't seen all of the Joker movie yet. With what's his face?
Joaquin Phoenix,
yeah. Which he probably actually, even though I haven't seen the whole movie, he probably did the best persona of maybe the Joker, of just how insane he is and stuff. But obviously, that was kind of pulled out of the normal universe.
Yeah. I was going to say there's so many versions in the comics that there's no real right or wrong. I mean, there's definitely some wrong ways of doing the Joker, but I mean, there's no sort of one. This is the Joker. If you're not
and that the Alan Moore story. Oh my God,
the Killing Joke.
Yes, the Killing Joke. That was supposedly the closest thing we had for the longest time to anything as far as a real backstory. And I don't know if they did lay that as canon or not.
It's kind of canon, but even in that story at the end, he says, "I remember it differently each time. If I'm going to have an origin story, I want it to be multiple choice."
Which makes sense because he's insane.
Yeah. So.
Locksmith, what's happening? How you doing? And Brick by Brick Mox, Ingrid. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Will's asking what Hive panel did you guys read or collect anything from the Onslaught series of Marvel? Yes, I did. That was when I was first introduced to I'm going to probably pronounce his name wrong, but Joe Madureira. He's the guy that did Battle Chasers for Image Comics, or was it Cliffhanger? I can't remember. But the Onslaught series was great. That was a great story. That was also when I realized how powerful Ben Franklin was.
Was he the guy that was created by Charles Xavier and Magneto? Is that Onslaught?
Yeah, it was like a combination of them.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah, I've not read that. I just had to Google it. I've not read that one.
He was in X-Men, if I'm right, at some point. Yeah. I know that.
Yeah, it was all pretty much X-Men stuff. But then the Fantastic Four and I don't know. I know some Avengers were involved with it. It was a good storyline, and then it reboot something. They did like a different type of storyline for a while after it, and I don't know. It's been a long time. I was a teenager when it came out.
So, talking of Image and McFarlane, do you think they're going to do this Spawn movie?
Oh, I hope so.
I think so, and I'm sure they can do a much better job now. We have another guest. We have Rick from All Bricks Count. What's up, buddy?
Where? Good morning, gentlemen.
How you doing?
Good. Good morning.
So I just always got to admire your background.
Is that a Master Chief Mega Constructs helmet?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That looks really
cool. That does look really
I
cool.
built this last night on stream, and
dude, that looks really cool.
Oh, and it's solid. It's a weapon. I was going to say it survives the drop test. Everything but the base, but
dude, I totally like that.
It's great.
They
do a little cheat. It's a plastic flexible film, but it looks great.
Yeah. Wow. Nice. Hey, it's On Board Toys. Morning.
There's a few things from Mega Constructs that have tempted me to break my brand loyalty over the years. That would be one of them. The other one was the Pokemon Gyarados set as well.
I ain't gonna lie.
I've done the giant Pikachu, and I've got the Eevee. I haven't built the Eevee yet, though.
I've got the Alien Queen, and I've got a couple of Game of Thrones ones coming. So be interesting to see what they're like.
I feel like they released those ones way too late with Game of Thrones.
Yeah, they did. They missed the boat a little bit, didn't they? They should have done it.
They can have released those just after the creators killed their own brand, you know?
Yes, right, yeah.
Have all the limited editions from the Onslaught Trading Card series. They're going for $7 each. I can't remember the limited edition cards. I remember having the first set of like Marvel trading cards that came out.
Oh, I bet you wish you still had them because everything after January went like this.
Dude, I'm telling you, man.
That's one.
I had like freaking like G.I. Joe's, Transformers. My mom bought me all the Star Wars toys when they came out. Dude, all of them.
So when I was talking about,
because I was so much of a Star Wars fan when I was a kid, and I was like, when I was born in '77, so like my dad went and saw the movie like right after I was born or something, and then like I remember seeing I don't remember seeing Empire Strikes Back, but I remember seeing Return of the Jedi in the theater. But yeah, she just bought them all from men, and and then I like would melt them or put firecrackers in them and blow them up, or bury them and forget where I buried them at, or I just whatever kids do with toys, like. And dude, I tell a lot of people that are into Transformers nowadays, like back when I was a kid, they were made out of metal. So like Megatron, man, when you transfer them into a gun, you could literally pistol whip somebody and like knock them out.
You could go to a liquor store or something, man. Don't like it's that kind of behavior. I am.
Oh no! What I was gonna say is with what I was talking about, like the figures going to be like the first appearance. That's what they did with those Marvel cards, and that's how they got so much money. Is they were considering them rookie cards because it was their first appearance on a card. So it was driving the price of them up because it was letting somebody get like the first appearance of Deadpool on a card, or it's something instead of a comic. And that stuff is crazy. I mean, people are spending big money just to have like the first of, and it's not even their original first appearance. It's just the first on a certain product.
I mean, I've had a few comics, man, that are worth a good, like not tons of money. Like I remember I had like the first appearance of Gambit. That was going for like $50-$70, something like that.
So if it does anything, that book now, the first appearance of Gambit, graded at a 9.8, is almost a $2,000 book.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it went up a little more than I thought.
Well, for my Pokemon cards, I basically had them in my room for the longest time, just in a bag in the corner. And then I was tied in my room because I was expecting this girl to come around. And I was like a young teenager. And I realized that this wasn't very cool, having the date round and having like a bag of geeky Pokemon cards in the corner. That was a proper like in my dark age and geek denial. So I was up in the attic, and then there was no ladder to get to the attic. So instead, what I did is I chucked them in the bin. Or my entire collection of Pokemon cards, shinies, dark ones, everything. Even then, they were worth, money be thrown in the trash. But
the one thing that I remember, like that blew my mind to watch something inflate is I want, and I still do to get. That's like my other, like I'll talk about Funko Pops and all that. Mine is comics. I've spent just about as much money on comics as I have Legos, if not more. And we went to a comic convention. I think it was about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe a little longer. And the one book I wanted was, I have an entire run of X-Men from like, I think it's like 97 all the way to 300. And I've been knocking out books like prior to that. And I wanted an X-Men 101, which is the first appearance of Phoenix. And
wow.
I had it there, and I bought it at it wasn't graded, but it was graded by him. And he had it rated as a 9.4. And he wanted like $150 for it, and I talked him down to $100. He sold it. It was the last day, and now that book is just like skyrocketing. And it's amazing to watch something that just goes up in price and doesn't stop.
Yeah, especially if you own it. Maybe
you know, when I sold my 3 Mr. Golds, and now they're going for like $5,000 a piece. I know.
That's actually a good example, yes. I remember, gosh, man, this was probably almost 30 years ago, because I remember I was
you were
a
alive
teenager.
30 years ago?
Oh, yeah. My buddy, his brother, literally worked just day and night all summer long, like overtime, everything, man. Did nothing but work so he could buy the first appearance of Fantastic Four, man. And he bought it. And I remember he showed it to us, like it was in like a case and stuff, and that was a long time ago. I don't know what it's worth now, but I'm sure it's especially if they come out with a movie, when the MCU is probably going to skyrocket even more.
You know what an Overstreet price guide is, right?
Yeah. So
we went to a antique store, maybe I think it was last Sunday, and they had a bunch of them in there, and they bought one from like, I think it was like 85 maybe, and a Hulk 181 and a 9.8 was $50. Now that is like a $10,000 book.
Yeah.
Like you really can't. I mean, as long as it is a so the run of X-Men I have, they start breaking it down to where all the Sentinels were changing. Like there is not just like one Sentinel; they had all these different forms of them. Well, now they broke it down to where all these books are first appearances of certain Sentinels.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
That's
So
too
it's
much.
it just I mean, if they can knock a first appearance on it to drive a price up, they're going to.
Well, I would bet you $1 million.
I'm cutting my nails, so sorry.
I bet you $1 million. The first appearance of Agatha Harkins has gone up a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
The White Vision book. You got to think that was.
That one too.
Was in a dollar bin like 2 months ago,
dude. Because the one thing I've been selling over the past couple of years, a little bit at a time, is my Magic cards. Because I got a bunch of Magic cards, man, that are worth tons of money. I sold 2 cards, man, at the Baltimore Comic Con about 3 or 4 years ago for like $200. That's crazy.
He was talking about Pokemon cards. I was going through a bunch of stuff and found a notebook that just had a crap ton of Pokemon cards in it. And I found the original Charizard. It wasn't like the Shadowless or whatever, but it was the original Charizard. I put it up on eBay with like a 99-cent starting bid just to see what it'd go at. And it went for $160. And there's like nothing, like it's not in perfect condition. It had like a crease to it to where like somebody had like snapped something on it or something like that.
I was thinking about
This is hurting my soul hearing this.
Well, I was thinking about putting my VIP coin on a auction.
On the damage one.
Yeah, just to see what it'd go for, because I feel weird selling it for any kind of amount of money because it's
Well,
scrap.
you could always sell it and then give the money to me. If you feel weird about keeping the profit.
I mean, I won't feel weird about keeping the money. It's just selling it.
I know you brought up Magic card time. You brought up traumatic memories because when I was in the treatment center, and I know this is not Brick Hive, a hive stream, but people used to trade sexual favors for Magic cards in the treatment center.
Now that's the real Magic beef.
That dude is like, so there was another guy in my unit, and he wasn't straight, and literally he said that he'd give this kid like 400 Magic cards if he had sex with him. And the kid politely declined, but like that's.
I like how you said he politely declined.
He's like, no, I'm straight, bro. He's like, dude, I'll give you more. I'll find a way to give you more. So that's literally like kind of the joke that went around the treatment center. I mean, that's what people would give up.
Say, I don't need a Black Lotus that bad.
Isn't it called Magic the Gathering? It should be more
I will not be doing that.
I now play blowjob.
Is this card got a high dexterity?
Yeah. Hey, Bricks, he says he's still not understanding these Lego coins. Really not up to date with that. It's just some crap Lego wants to sell to hit us, in our hearts because we're collectors. And
it's just a game to waste your VIP points and rather than have
right.
money off actual sets.
Yes.
The draws, the sweepstakes, those are the ones that are wasting our VIP points.
Yeah.
Now,
Get a chance to win
granted,
this exclusive
the
figure that
wallpaper.
no one ever wins, and we all give up with a 50 points a shot or
that's
whatever.
blowing my mind. Are people winning these things?
I don't know. I'd like to meet the person that
If
does.
they are, I haven't seen
I
them.
mean, look. Let's say right now, between the 7 of us sitting here in the panel, okay? Just between the 7 of us, I feel like we know, between the 7 of us, we know a lot of Lego YouTubers and a lot of Lego builders. And then those people know some people. Like, damn it, man. Someone's got to know someone that's won one of these figures.
Surely you'd see it on Instagram or something.
Something?
What do you think?
Why isn't Lego posting it? Like, Lego should post it like the lottery posts their fucking winners, man. Like,
It wasn't the.
by the way, pardon my language. I'm sorry, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'll
Talking
think
about
about
language, I'm gonna have to go pop off and go to work. I have work. In 5 minutes, I'm like, let me chat with y'all while I'm driving. So,
nah, man, you go to work. You be great, be fab. Thanks for hanging out with us, man.
I was going to call you Dave Filoni.
It's all right.
After the first time you mentioned it, Dave, I actually looked on YouTube to see if anyone had posted a video saying that they had won, one of the sweepstakes. I couldn't find any hits. All I could find were people talking about the competition or entering it. I couldn't find any winners.
Has anybody in the chat heard anything? Hey, Sidious, what's up, buddy?
there was one that they tried giving away. It was sometime in the last year. It was like an exclusive Deadpool figure or something. Well, I actually have a buddy that spent a ton of his. I'm thinking like I want to say it was like 15,000 points to try to get it because he wanted it. Because the last time, like there's a Phoenix that's like a Dark Phoenix that was a Comic-Con exclusive and it was very very rare. And it's on Bricklink for like $350. So he was thinking that he could spend the 15,000 points because that's like $300, get the figure and just make the 350 back. And he didn't even get there was nothing like no, hey, this person won this or nothing. It just was pretty much like thanks for your points. So I don't think that they actually. I don't know if people will win them or not, but I don't think that I've never heard of anybody saying I got the fig.
It's like the surveys on the back of the manuals. Do a survey to win a prize. Has anyone ever actually won a prize by doing the survey?
I know somebody put that on a Facebook group. They won it. So that does happen.
No, that's good to hear. That's good to hear because you are the first person to say something that I've heard that won.
I wish I could find it. It was on one of the crazy eightfolds or something stupid like that.
Because I ain't gonna lie, dude, for a long time when I came out of my Dark Ages, dude, I was every single one, dude.
Yeah.
I was calling. Or doing the survey and all that stuff, man. Like everyone, I was like, come on. I was like, not too many people could be doing this, man. I was like, I gotta win.
Yeah.
No,
I was quite shocked by that because I thought it was a load of rubbish as well. So.
Well, they took the Screaming Kid off the back and put it like the classic face minifigure. They had this guy just like he was being wrecked on there, didn't they?
Yeah.
It was a humongous poo.
Dude, I would. Someone's got to be winning, dude.
I think
someone's got to be winning. Lego, like they surely they're not scamming us.
Do you not think that they would make more money in terms if they just put a figure up there and put a high price on it?
Dude, they'd probably get a lot more money if they just auctioned it, man. Think about it.
Like if they,
I'd probably put a bid in.
If they had say they create a custom fig and they have 10 of them. And they put up there that this is a limited run of 10, and it comes with this special printed plaque that says 1 of 10 or 2 of 10, whatever. And they just auction each of them off. You would get more people because there's like all of us. You got 7 of us that was just here talking that we don't even know anybody that's won one of these things yet. So if you're getting a chance to actually purchase it with actual money and have like a receipt to show whatever, I think they would make more money off of auctioning it, selling it, something like that.
I vaguely remember seeing a guy on Instagram with the Marvel Duck one. Can't remember his name, escaped me.
Howard the Duck?
Yeah, there was, but I think he might have bought it, to be honest. He's a Russian collector, so it could have been anything,
Well, there was
there
was a scam going around on eBay with the Dark Phoenix that I was looking at. There is a company or somebody somewhere that had custom printed like 100 of these Dark Phoenixes to match the Lego one. And when they were getting them, they realized that once they got them, they weren't the Lego one, and you could see all the bad reviews on it and everything else.
So was that not some of them?
I can't remember which ones.
They're Comic-Con ones,
but they were Comic-Con ones, yes.
The Howard the Duck one, yes.
Deadpool.
It's all in Russian, so I don't understand what it says. So.
That Zebra Batman is so
I'm currently searching on Google just to find a single hit on someone who says they've won these sweepstakes.
Because you think if you won one of those, you'd be bragging about it. Or at least sharing the good news. I know I would. Dude, if I won one of those things, every single one of you guys would know about it. I wouldn't shut up about it.
And the people entering aren't going to be like your average kid, are they? They're going to be people that collect the VIP points and all that stuff.
You got to spend the VIP points and stuff. I mean, they'd at least be T-falls, you know what I mean? I can't imagine, like little kids are doing it.
But that goes back to the same thing I was saying like before, like the coloring pages. Why are people spending points on coloring pages?
Yeah.
Like that's just such a ripoff.
Wallpapers, coloring pages.
But you can just like save the JPEG from a Google image.
Yeah.
I do agree with that. I agree with that, Sai. Also, the problem, I retract my auction statement because the problem with the auction thing also would be is it wouldn't be fair because somebody could just have tons of money. You know what I mean? At least with the VIP points, you can only spend 15 of you can only enter it 15 times usually or something.
They could just tell everyone who won. That would be the easiest option, wouldn't it? This person
wouldn't
Good morning, TBC.
Wouldn't it? Why wouldn't they do that?
I mean, it's
Just
not
like,
fair.
why don't they
Nobody
put the
actually
piece
wins.
count on the box for some countries? Like, I don't understand why they act sketchy about that crap.
We can't count in Europe, so
What's up, Brick Council? How you doing, buddy?
Lego being sketchy? When did they ever do that? You know, come on.
Yeah, dude.
Okay, so I was looking up the Lego survey sweepstakes as well, and I found a post on Reddit from 6 years ago, and they won an ATDD, and that just happened.
Yeah, and
that's the only.
if that's the best we can do, I'm very disappointed.
You know what I think though is a better idea than that? If they went back to the old school like C3, the gold C3PO, and let's just say they have 10,000 of them and put them in random Lego sets.
yeah, that'd be quite a cool idea.
Like I think the hunt for that would be more fun than trying.
And not even just, and it would be better if they would just do it in Star Wars sets, just literally random Lego sets, dude. Can you imagine? You wouldn't know whether to buy a Friends set or a freaking Creator 3-in-1 set, man.
He went straight to the Friends. I was thinking
it. Like, can you imagine some little girl bought like a Princess Castle set? She's like, I got a gold 3C.
I got the Cinderella pumpkin set. I got
so mad,
Bone
dude.
Vader.
I'll be like, screw that little girl. Damn it.
I was about to say Hive sitting next to her with a cart full of Star Wars.
I gotta say, that's a very poor choice of words. That is.
Oh god.
Yes, I mean at the moment on there, you can win llamas signed roller skates. I mean, why anyone wants those, I don't know. And a wooden elephant, you know. So 50 points each. So get yourself on there and win some roller boots.
Yeah, they really don't want you using the VIP points to buy sets, man.
When we went
They're really like, no, look
we
at
went
this
to the
wooden
Lego store
elephant.
the last time, and I got that big haul. I was sitting there and I bought like I think it was the police station in Jurassic Park, and I was like, "How long does it take for the points to go in the system?" And she's like ringing me up, and she's like, "Why?" I was like, "Because when this gets done, I was like, I'm almost positive I'm gonna have enough points to get the Mos Eisley for free." And she looked at me and she was like, "Well, I don't know if you could just do that right now." She's like, "You have to wait for the points to go in." And I was like, "I'm going to sit here and wait and see if it goes through." So I like waited like 30 minutes in the store and it went through. They showed up online. I went to do it. And like the look that she gave me while I was like getting this $350 set for essentially free. It's like I had played the system and won and she did not like it.
Really? See, in my Lego store, they'd be all for that. They'd be like, "Oh, awesome, good on you." They'd be like, they'd be chuffed for you.
This lady was.
I don't know. Maybe it's because they're American. There's no Americans on this panel, is there? Just so I don't insult anyone.
Actually, what I think? Yeah, there's a couple of us. But that's all right, man. We don't take insults around here.
I thought Dave Filoni was Canadian, but no, he is American. Oops.
Yeah, I'm American.
Nobody can pick on Americans worse than we do ourselves. So,
I mean, you're probably right. But I don't know.
I just think other countries
for the last 4 years, we definitely got a lot of insults thrown our way.
Like the other countries get together and watch our news as like comedy shows. They're like, let's watch what this country screws up and does today.
Well, dude, I remember
in Canada,
years
we
ago,
watch the American news for a laugh. Yeah.
Well, and the thing is like I remember one time we, some friends and I were watching some Canadian news, and we were like, "Wow, it's just so peaceful up there." We're talking about we're talking about stuff that was like not violent and like we didn't know what to think or like where's the violence at?
Nobody's died today.
You guys got how many guns up there and no one died from a murder? What? That don't even make sense, man.
Rick Tice there just watching the Canadian news going, "Why are there no Florida man reports on this news?"
That's what I was about to say. You turn to American news and it's like today at 5, 3 people got killed in the McDonald's because someone put mustard on the cheeseburger.
That's like, gosh dang, man. Like, look, I can get angry as fast as anybody, man, but I'm not gonna kill you because you put mustard on my cheeseburger. You know what I mean?
I remember 15 years ago. I think it's 15 years ago. That's pretty precise. But around then, I remember someone sent me a picture of a news article. We were trying to figure out if it was real or not, and it was Florida man wrestles alligator to death because it ate his cheeseburger.
Well, the funny thing is, like Americans don't like hide that anywhere. What they do is find people like us that go and scout those people, and they're like, "We're gonna make a TV show about that guy."
I don't know, man. Look,
like think about it. Tiger King was the biggest hit in a long time, and it was literally about an idiot who, like, all it did to me was make me realize that how easy it was to buy a tiger.
Right.
Baby tiger.
Yeah, like I don't understand Americans' fascination with stupidity, man.
I found a news article title.
Really?
Florida man tries to steal car from jail parking lot moments after being released from car theft.
Don't.
I mean, look. I'm laughing, but I'm also trying to understand what went through this person's mind that thought any part of this was a good idea. It just doesn't make sense to me, man.
So you guys ever heard of the Darwin Awards?
Yeah.
I used to have a book of the Darwin Awards before, and basically the Darwin Awards are all like a list of ways people have died through really stupid decisions. It's funny, but it is morbid because these are actual deaths. But you know what? I would say something like 80 to 90% of the book is American.
And it's in all seriousness, I actually tried to figure out why Americans act the way they do with a lot of different things. Okay. And look, I don't know what contributes to what exactly, but there have been things in American history that scientifically could have caused certain things. Like, for instance, I don't know how this was around the world, but for anybody that knows, there's a period of some decades where we had leaded gasoline.
Yeah.
And that crap was spewing lead into the air for decades, dude. Especially when you think about in really congested areas and cities, right? So that is, and graphs showed like the spike of that also was a spike in violence and when school work was done poorly, stuff like that. And then when we fixed it, you could see like the trend went back down with the decline of the leaded gasoline. Now that started going back down in the late 70s, but I don't know if there was like some long-term effects to things like that, you know what I mean, and reproduction and stuff. But even before that, like I brought up Canada with guns. Canada has the same amount, if maybe even more guns than America. I don't know for sure, but they're right up there, right?
We hunt a lot up here. Hunting is a big deal.
Right, but your murders are almost zero, man. They're so low. Where ours are astronomical.
I think last year, I'm in the biggest city. I'm in Toronto, and I think last year we had between 60 and 90 gun-related deaths the entire year.
But I think, without really researching this, I think that we had back in the Western days, like that was obviously a huge spike with guns and violence and whatnot. I think that we went down for a long time, and then something happened somewhere where it went back up. But I don't know. I've always wondered about the fascination with, like, and don't get me wrong, I'm fascinated too, but I'm more fascinated in, like, I like movies and, you know, science fiction. Like, I don't, like, guns have always scared the crap out of me, man.
So
like even just holding a gun, like I've gotten better over the years, but like even just holding one, man, because you can kill somebody with the damn thing if you're not careful.
See, I'm on the other side of that. I'm not pro gun. I have a lot of guns, and I think there should, like, only certain people should be able to own guns. But honestly, to buy a gun, it's not that hard.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not that hard.
Over the age of 18, and as long as you don't have any kind of like background information that's bad at all, you could go buy an assault rifle. Like,
yeah, and I've always been very torn on this subject, man, because I do believe that everybody should have the right, you know, to own one, defend themselves. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of people that really shouldn't have them. You know what I mean? It's
Because, like, you wouldn't want to defend yourself because other people have guns. If they didn't have guns, then you wouldn't need a gun.
That's kind of like the nuclear warhead thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then that's another thing America has been very hypocritical about. You know what I mean? Because they've always been like, "Do as I say, don't do as I do" kind of attitude.
Right.
You know? And
I mean, I think the whole thing with guns comes back to, like, you know, the sort of the whole independence, the Revolutionary War. Like, everyone should have a gun just in case the British come over and try to take back the America. No, but that's probably why it was originally written into the Constitution, though. If you think about it,
it was.
And now, you know, now it's so outdated. You know, there's no sort of threat of us coming over there and saying like, "Hey, we're making you UK too," you know. But it's still embedded in that Constitution, and no one wants to take it out. And from what I've read, like the gun companies in America have such a say in Congress that it's gonna take a miracle to sort of like get that change, you know.
I mean, it is very
gun
odd.
lobby is crazy powerful. Crazy powerful.
Like,
I mean, and despite
do you think people need like an assault rifle? I get you need a pistol, or you might have. I don't get it because I'm English, but I get that you might want a pistol. But do you need an assault rifle?
That's the
or a
argument
machine
I've
gun?
made for. Yeah, that's the argument I've made for a lot of
Yeah.
years of the determination of what you can have and what's too dangerous to have. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, like some of these assault rifles,
Kill
you know, that you could kill more people in a matter of 10 seconds with some of these guns than you could if you just took a grenade and threw it in a room. You know, so that's the thing. Like I've never told people they shouldn't have guns. I've never been like that extreme about it, but I have used the argument of like, well, when I've talked to you know, gun enthusiasts, like, well, what's your line to cross? Like let's say that a gun came out, and I know this sounds science fiction, but it's kind of half truth. But let's say a gun came out, like a laser gun, that you literally could, like, you could just cut people in half with it. You know what I mean? Like, would that be sensible to own? Like, what's too dangerous?
That gun is going to be used as your weekend driver to go hunt Bambi. So you can have a nice freezer full of meat for the winter. That's what that gun is going to be for.
Like, if I don't agree with it, but if I can agree in terms of what they say they need one for their home defense. Maybe a pistol, maybe at a stretch a shotgun, but an assault rifle. And I think it's not just America. Like, there's a whole thing in South Africa where you can buy flamethrowers and literally have a machine gun nest on your balcony.
Well, you can buy a flamethrower here. A flamethrower is actually relatively cheap compared to some of the rifles.
Elon Musk was selling them.
Yeah, Elon Musk.
Yeah, the boring company, $1,500 or $2,000.
Or think about not just the weapon, but the bullets. Like, think about like armor-piercing bullets, man. Like, what's the point of armor-piercing bullets?
Here's the crappy, like the scenario. The way I feel is, I'm against the wrong people having guns. I'm not against someone like. I don't know how I really feel about people telling me I can't have guns because, like I said, I have a lot. I do own a couple assault rifles. Do I need them? No. Is it practical to go hunting with one? No. It's just I wanted one and I bought it type scenario, and I'm smart with them. I'm not done with them. I know that there's some people out there that just like leave them laying around on coffee tables and stuff like that, but I mean,
well, so check this one out, because this is another one that I had an interesting debate with somebody once, and I got to tell you, I kind of side with him now. So, all right, I saw in the news about a blind man was fighting for his right to have a gun. Okay, Now your first instinct is thinking like a blind man with a gun, like that sounds like trouble, right? But what I was debating with my friend was just that, like, well, how can that possibly be a good thing? You know what I mean? But he told me, he says, do you think that man doesn't have a right to defend himself at his home if somebody breaks in? I can't argue with that, man. Like, if that man is in his home and someone breaks in, now, will he shoot the guy? I don't know. You know what I mean? But obviously he's going to know the layout of his home, and maybe he can go by noise, you know. But the point is, I mean, he does deserve a right to defend himself. Now, I don't think he should be out in public, you know, doing a stand your ground kind of thing, because you can obviously hit an innocent bystander. But even in the house, you can hit an innocent bystander. So there's a lot of tricky, because you can shoot right through the wall, you know what I mean, hit somebody outside. So there's a lot of tricky debates and gray areas in some of these things, man.
How about, right, we just agree to get like Kevin McAllister around his house and he just booby traps the whole thing.
That would be more optimal, I guess, right? Like have like a trap door somewhere or something.
Can you imagine one of your open carry states down there, and a blind man's got his rifle over his shoulder, and he's got a walking cane? Just think of that image.
Let's hope we don't get them mixed up.
Open carry is a big deal for you guys, right?
You guys ever heard of a show called Top Gear?
Oh,
yeah.
There was one episode where they went on the tour of America and they went through one of the open carry states, and the dare they had to do was like decorate their cars. And
I've seen
like,
this clip. I saw this clip. Like,
man love, all this kind of stuff. And this one comes out and was like, "What are you doing in the Hick state putting like man love?" And the boys are gonna come and shoot you, and this freaking lorry, like this pickup truck, come and stuff.
You find that guy that's blind carrying a gun, and we'll give him an American flag and a TV show, and he'll be a millionaire in 2 months.
Well, it makes me think about that movie Blind Fury. I think it was called Blind Fury back in the day. It was like 80s or something like that. And he had a sword like in a sheath that was his cane, like his walking stick. And he just walk around. Yeah, he just tear people up, man. He had like super hearing or something.
Sounds a lot like Daredevil.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very similar.
Wasn't there a film? I haven't seen it, but it was called Don't Breathe. About, I think it was these kids broke into this guy's.
Yeah.
And he was
blind.
I heard
that was actually a good movie.
That is a really good movie.
I really want to see it, but apparently it was really good. But he just literally picks them off one by one in the dark or something.
Well, no, what it is so when the kids break into his house, because I've actually seen this movie a couple times. He basically turns, you turn the lights off, and it doesn't mean nothing to him. But for you, if you were to be, in someone else's house and the lights go off, you have no idea where you're at, and you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what we're saying, this guy who wants a gun to defend himself was saying he should have a circuit breaker instead.
I mean, I guess, if you're using a shotgun, you don't have to have too good aim.
No, that's a good point.
Greg, what's happening, man? Leonard Bridge Bricks is in the house. Journal of the Scott says that's the issue with guns and rights. We just as a group need to decide, hey, I don't want blind person to not be able to defend him, but probably not a great idea with blind person with a gun. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's like you said, there's a lot of different areas to go in.
Well, no matter
in states, you file paperwork online for a gun permit, right?
No,
it's different state to state.
Different state to state.
So in North Carolina, to buy a rifle, you don't have to do anything. You just have to go to the store and actually purchase it. And while you're purchasing it, or before they actually give it to you and let you buy it, you fill out this paperwork and they send it in to a sheriff's office, depending on what county you're in. And it's still like even statewide. But they basically say, hey, there's nothing on his background, give him the gun. If it's a pistol, you have to go take a permitted pistol class that is normally trained, like normally an FFL dealer has to do it, which is a licensed gun dealer. And he basically shows you like a safety class. He shows you how to shoot, never point the gun at anybody, always carry it on safety, all this other stuff. And then you have to go to a shooting range and shoot a certain amount of bullets to show that you can hit a target in front of you and not you're just spraying around like where you can hit everybody if your life were to depend on it. And then you have to go to the sheriff's office after that and file to get permitted to get the permit to buy a pistol. And after you do that, I mean, if you have a concealed carry, you can just go buy a pistol whenever, but you still have to fill out that paperwork. If you don't and you just get a pistol permit, every time you want a pistol, you have to go to the sheriff's office and basically pay and fill out this thing saying you want another permit to buy a pistol. Every gun you buy down here, which I'm sure is up there, has a serial number on it, and it all goes underneath your information. But what's weird is so I can go buy a pistol and give them my information and go to somebody who is a felon, and I can sell them the gun, and it's just, I mean, they just bought a gun and they're not supposed to have one. It's on them, not on me, because I don't have to technically do any kind of paperwork to sell you a gun. I just have to say, like, basically write on a piece of paper a bill of sale. So it's not very hard. Like I said, I own a ton of guns, and it's not hard to get a gun.
And again, it's in the United States, it's different state to state. Now, federally, there are certain federal guidelines and all that, but yeah, I mean, and then it depends on like what he was saying about whatever gun you want to get. Like, I could go to a Walmart and buy, a rifle, or whatever, and some shells, without really too much of an issue, as long as I can pass like a background check, which I can. But but that's the thing is, I don't think anybody generally starts off as crazy, to the point they're gonna like do something like that. So it's kind of like when they do drug tests for jobs. I know in essence it seems like like a intelligent thing to do, you know what I mean, because you don't want certain people with certain jobs taking drugs or doing things, but even after you test them, you know what I mean, they can still do whatever they want, you know what I mean. It just depends on what kind of path they go down or what sets them off.
They could have a bad day and just think, right, I'm gonna go shoot a load of people.
Yeah.
See, we're having a problem with that in Canada now with the testing for jobs, because once we legalized marijuana and we have stores now and stuff where you can buy the stuff, it made it a lot harder for employers to say, well, we're going to test you, we're going to do this and that. It's like, hey, we can legally do this now. You better get off our backs. So it's really hard because, like, I'm in a job where you got to be clean, and I can be tested at any time, and it's real tough because, hey, I don't do this stuff, but I can legally, and on the weekends I can, and like we don't have any guidelines to say at 4 hours before work or 10 hours or 12.
Well, that's
hours.
what a lot of people have said about the problem with marijuana is because look, I'm a firm believer in you should be able to do what the hell you want on your own time. You know what I mean? That should be a freedom nobody should take away from you. As long as you're not hurting anybody, you should be able to do what you want in your own house. You know what I mean? But the problem is, marijuana stays in your system longer than alcohol or whatever. You know what I mean? So you could do something, and then 3 days later, you're not high, and you can get tested for something, and they pick it up. You know what I mean? And that's
who's the biggest one to raise a stink about it? The police union up here, because they were being told you cannot have it in your system 28 days prior to a shift that you go on duty because of how long THC parts of the plant are in your system. So it's like, you can't hold us to that standard. We're allowed to go shopping. We're allowed to buy the stuff. We're allowed to enjoy it. And you're saying we can't 28 days?
And a lot of people, they use it medically, man. Yeah. Whether it's for pain or nausea or, there's a lot of different uses for it, man. So that's a sticky subject, man. And it's so weird because in California, years ago, this was about a decade or so ago, they were putting it through a vote to make it legal recreationally. Okay, because they were like the forefront of the medical field. You know what I mean? Like in the beginning, but who? Cops and moms got together and they were for it. Because they wanted to eliminate the black market. They wanted to control it, tax it. You know what I mean? The people that were against it were all the drug dealers because they were the ones that were going to lose money. Dude, I was like, those freaking people, man, are so selfish that they'd rather their money is more important to them than people going and being put in prison or something because of a plant. You know what I mean? Like, it just seems so, and not to mention, like, when you put people in prison for stuff like that, you're moving people out of prison that did worse things, you know what I mean? Like, whether it's armed robbery or rape or whatever, man, you're pushing those people out of prison to make room for, you know what I mean? So it just didn't make any sense to me.
A lot of it's really dumb anyway because I personally, like, I don't have anything against anybody that does like smokes weed or anything like that. I've never done it. I just haven't. I've never done anything harder than Advil, but I have drank plenty. And my thing is why will you allow someone to drink and it do worse for you than smoking weed? And then go, like, you go smoke weed and get in your car and drive. A lot of the times you're going to drive better because you're paranoid. But if you get drunk behind the wheel, you have the ability to hit somebody and kill somebody a lot.
I mean, and as far as I've always read, man, there's no medical record of anybody dying from marijuana. You know what I mean? Like, but obviously there's been a lot of deaths from alcohol. I mean,
they were saying that in the UK, I think before COVID sort of like took all the limelight in the news, there was a movement to get marijuana legalized in the UK, and the sort of pitch they were doing was like, hey, if you actually sold this and you taxed it the same way you do alcohol and cigarettes, it would just completely fill this massive gap in government funding. You could put that money into the NHS.
oh yeah.
You can put it in
So-
care, pensions, all this stuff like that. And also, because it would be available legally, it would also have a knock-on effect on crime. Because, like you said, there would be less people going to like drug dealers and all that kind of stuff. And I think to get.
I mean, it's anybody that's even paid any kind of attention, man. Look, the war on drugs has not worked. If anything, it's done much, much worse. I mean, wasted of people's lives. People have died on both sides, police and criminals. It's just when you create a black market for something, man, you make things much, much worse. But yeah, like as you said about the taxing thing. So my ex-wife lives in Colorado, and she said that when they first started doing the recreational thing and taxing and everything, they made so much money that they actually gave the citizens back like a refund check. She said it wasn't a whole lot, but she said they actually got money back, plus the money they're putting into schools and the roads and everything else. I mean, I don't know. It's just a weird thing, man, to be stigmatized as, like you said, when cigarettes are legal and alcohol is legal and cheeseburgers are legal. You know what I mean? Like, dude, more people die of heart attacks and diabetes and just about anything, man. And I'm a diabetic. I'm the first one to tell you, like, it's bad.
I think we'll legalize it very soon.
I mean, it's happening, man. More and more places, are realizing it's just stupid to, like, I mean, obviously harder drugs can be up for debate, you know what I mean? But something is.
That's an interesting topic, though, all drugs being legalized. Because if you did that, you'd stop all the problems in Mexico, and all that kind of stuff.
I know, but the thing that it does worry me is humans are addictive creatures, man. You know what I mean? And, it does worry me that I don't know what the right answer would be. I don't know what would happen if like all drugs were legal. Would more people try stuff and then get hooked on it, or would it be like normal where people were just generally still kind of scared to try certain things? Like there's some stuff I've always been way too scared.
We got a person in the green room.
Oh no,
I suppose if they didn't sell it to
Corey's here.
They only sold it to addicts or whatever.
Right. Hey Corey.
What's up, guys?
Hey, I'm actually going to jump off. I'm going to have to go eat with my mother.
Okay.
But
thanks for hanging out, man.
I'll continue to chat in the text till I get there.
Okay.
Thanks, man.
All right, later, brother.
Later, dude.
Yes, the idea behind legalizing it all was to stop, like heroin addicts breaking and entering, doing all the things they do. They can prescribe it to them to get off of it,
right?
Rather than just sell a normal person heroin, because that's not a logical thing to do.
Right.
That's what I think. There's a good documentary on it on Netflix somewhere about legalizing it. It's quite interesting.
Yeah, there's a few documentaries I've been meaning to check out.
It's definitely turned into an industry up here.
Well, and what's crazy? What's crazy is once money becomes involved, and once people realize how much money you can make, it's pretty funny how people will change their mind.
The type
of
people that
oh my god! So I've heard commercials on the radio, like over the past few years, of a politician named John Boehner, and he's a hardcore Republican, man. He was with the Bush administration, and I mean, this dude is like straight as an arrow about stuff, man. He's now like in the business of like marijuana and stuff like that because just the benefit. He says also because of the benefits involved with it, but that's really lots of money, man.
Even like the white collar industry for people that have just invested money into stocks, because the stock game, 4 years ago, everybody was like, buy these stocks in the legalized pot industry, and then the stocks just went through the roof.
Yeah.
So it's so mainstream now here.
Yeah. Hello, Coco. Good morning. Sidious, yeah, man. And I heard in New York, you can pretty much make a phone call and get anything delivered right to you.
Well, when we legalized here in Ontario, the government took control of it. They closed down in Toronto. They closed down all the illegal stores the best they could. They made it so that none of them could apply for the first permits. They've changed that now. If you had any kind of record, you couldn't apply for the first permits. I think it was 25 in the city of Toronto they were going to allow to open up. But prior to that, you could order it online from the government. So the government took full control, just like they control our alcohol here.
Yeah, see, I don't like that, man. And look, and I'm definitely one of these people that I am for socialistic programs. I totally am. I just feel like the government should be more involved in things that we need, and capitalism should be more involved in things that we want.
It was only 2 years ago where we could buy beer and wine at our supermarket.
Yeah. How do they control that?
2 years.
That's pretty.
Yeah, how do they control that? Rick, do they own the fact? But do they own the factories and stuff?
Centralized distribution through the government.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait,
The liquor stores here
buy
are-
alcohol in the supermarket in Canada.
Yeah, liquor stores are provincially funded, right? They're all like Liquor Board of Ontario.
LCB.
Now, here in the States, there are certain states, or I don't know if I want to say states, maybe counties, that regulate alcohol distribution. Like we have, like in Virginia, there's I think they're called like ABC stores or something like that, but they're basically state-run liquor stores. It's really weird. And then you got some counties that you can't buy like liquor on a Sunday. It's just crazy, dude. I hate that. I'm all for like socialistic type programs. I'm all for the government being involved to help us with stuff, and that's what they're there for. You know what I mean? But I don't like them overstepping the line and telling me like when I can and can't drink. You know what I mean? Like that's not for you to decide.
Well,
You
it's
know what I
quite
mean?
different province to province in Canada too. It's not like it's the same. It's kind of like state to state. It's different. Like in BC, they have completely different rules than Ontario. Like
what's the logic behind controlling it?
Money.
Yeah.
The alcohol here in Ontario can be double the cost in some other provinces. It's crazy.
Well, and here in
Australia, and they have off-license drive-throughs.
Yeah.
They actually.
Now the ones that were that I said, like if a county says you can't buy liquor on a Sunday or something like that, I don't know this for sure. Anybody in the chat or anybody like that knows can correct me, but I feel like that was more of a religious thing. Like they didn't want you drinking on a Sunday, or you can't sell on a Sunday or something like that. So how a lot of businesses close on Sunday because the Sabbath.
20 years ago, we weren't allowed to shop on Sunday in Toronto.
Yeah, same here.
Dude, that is crazy.
Shops weren't open on a Sunday in the UK about what?
I mean, now private business, they can be open
like
whenever they want or close whenever they want. I mean, that's their decision. You know what I mean? It just blows my mind that you would close your business for a day and not make money. That's why for the longest time I wouldn't go to Chick-fil-A, dude. I was you guys won't open on Sunday, well then screw you, man.
But the thing is, like in the UK, a lot of people now think that actually it was better having most stuff closed on the Sunday, because the thing is now, whilst it seems great to have like everything open pretty much all the time, there's no like day off. Like that you're expected to work now weekends, as a matter of fact. Whereas before you were always guaranteed pretty much, unless you were in like an essential line of work, you get Sunday off. And it's gone so much that against the worker that people are saying, hey, wasn't it great back in the 90s, when we had, Sunday's a guaranteed day off? And they're pushing now a lot of movements to get the 4-day working week. Like it's had success in other countries where you work 4 days instead of 5. And they've proven that it actually makes staff more productive.
But there's a difference between somebody only working 4 days and a business only being open for so many days. You know what I mean? Like you can still be open 7 days a week, but have different people work different shifts. So not everybody's working. You know what I mean? Like
you should do, but the problem is that it's not always run like that.
Right.
A lot of people.
Well, that's true.
It was a bit like Boxing Day after Christmas Day. Everything used to be shut Boxing Day, but here now everything's open, and even things are open Christmas Day here. You go to a shop on Christmas Day, and it never used to be like that. Never.
Bank holidays, everything used to be closed, but now.
Yeah, I was swear Easter as well, but
it's 1 day. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is now, there's what they've said is they've used the sort of mask of, hey, now everything's open, you can get stuff whenever you want, as a way to basically take away from workers having guaranteed days off and stuff. Like now, in my job, if I want to have like a public holiday off, I have to book it as holiday. Whereas before that was guaranteed.
Yeah.
Well, I will say, yeah, most companies are giving like less and less holidays off, but I try not to be hypocritical about it because I don't know, man. I feel weird having sometimes some holidays off because like I'm not, like religious, you know what I mean? So I'm not gonna not take a free paid day off, but but I still feel weird about it, man. You know what I mean?
In my workplace, I've been there 15 years. I got a lot of seniority, and in Ontario and Canada, we have a lot of statutory holidays. Virtually every month, we have a day off. But because of my warehouse situation, we're open 24/7. The internet, that's the way it is. And I book every holiday, stat holiday, whatever it is, off. And the boss goes, "Why are you doing this?" I go, "I love my wife. I love my daughter. I want to be home with my family. Why would I be here working?" Oh,
Yeah.
but you can make double time and a half or whatever. It's like, I don't need the money.
Yeah, but the thing is also some of us don't really have a choice either.
Sure.
Obviously, the first
And we've got
you think
people who
of
will fill
is
that spot, but it's like, oh, can't you work? Why don't you do this? Why don't you do that? No,
It was
it's a
only
holiday.
3 or 4 years ago that we, like Canada actually said, we don't have a stat holiday in February. Let's make a family day. So we get like
that was a big
a stat holiday in the middle of February just called Family Day. It's for no other reason otherwise to stay home with your family.
Well, that's why I think also overtime is important because you got a set amount of at least I know this is how it is in America. I don't know how it is with other places, but you have 40 hours of work week. You work over 40 hours, then you need to get paid more. You know what I mean? Like I feel at least that's a good thing to have established.
I feel like it's partly down to how society is now shifting focus. Like before, it was so set on you have to live to work. That was kind of like the thing. You should always be aiming to better yourself in your career, work hard with this. And now people are saying, hey, do you know what? We actually need to have more me time. We need to have time with our loved ones, with our family members. That with the shift in priorities, I feel that's happening right now.
Well, I feel the problem really comes down to the way most businesses and corporations are cutting into things to make more profit. Like, for instance, I just speak for my job. My job is insane, but it used to be to a point where it would just be kind of like a normal work thing because we had enough staff. Because once you start cutting staff, man, then more people are doing more people's job, and you don't have time to have family life or anything anymore. You don't have a balance anymore. And I feel like that's the way it is with a lot of people now.
So, Hive, you being in maintenance, do you get paid hourly or are you on a salary?
Well, I'm the boss, so I am now on salary.
I work straight commission, so there is no overtime for me. But the other thing about that is I work a 47, 48-hour week, and I normally leave with 60, 70 hours.
Yeah, I average about 70, 75 hours a week. But that's because I go in early and I'm usually there late. And then like I get called on the weekends all the time and stuff. You know what I mean? For stuff. It's pretty insane.
You said you get paid when they call you, don't you?
No,
salary, right? That's
no salary.
You get the salary when you get into those positions that require more of your time. So it's
it's supposed to be both ways, so I can come in late and stuff, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. I can balance it, but I can't because it's just my job, But I don't know. I mean, I don't want to complain about it too much because obviously I get paid more, you know what I mean? And if I work a stupid amount of hours, if the time is there, I can like leave early, you know what I mean? And it's not
I'm one of the shop foremen at my job, and that's how I feel. I always feel like that if I leave early, I'm not doing it justice, or if I come in late, I'm not doing my job justice, and I need to be there and do this and do that. And I always feel like I do too much.
No, I don't ever feel like that, dude. If there's a time I can leave early and it's not going to affect my job, I will gladly leave early. But that's because I put so much of myself into my job that I also realize, like, if I don't need to be there, I'm not going to be there because life isn't all about work. You know what I mean?
Well, see, though, I get paid commission, though. So if I'm not there, I don't get paid.
Oh, well, then, yeah, that sucks. You should totally you want to get paid then. It's weird, man. Just the way like the whole pay scale works out, I don't know, man. Like the leasing agents probably make more money than my techs because of commission.
Have you heard now, kind of topic jumping a little bit, but obviously with what's happened over the last 12 months with COVID, a lot more people now are working remotely. And again, that's been something that actually surprised businesses by staff proving to be more productive because they're not like having to go on massive commutes or back and forth, whatever. But there are some companies now who have started developing software where they can turn the webcam on and just randomly check to make sure you see what you're doing, see if you're on your phone, see if you're getting a snack, see if you're just there. Because they're seriously saying that whilst people are being more productive, they want them at their laptops. They can't see them. It's the whole. It goes back to the whole, I guess, big grey-haired white man behind a desk going, "If I can't see them, then they're not working."
Well, that depends on what kind of job you have too. Like for my techs, they're supposed to be independent. You know what I mean? Unless they need me specifically for something. But I'm basically like a quarterback, a director. You know what I mean? I just direct everything. But I shouldn't have to babysit any of my techs or keep following up with them every hour. You know what I mean? So basically, my whole philosophy is, if you get your work done, I'm not really going to ask any questions. You know what I mean? Like if you start not getting your work done, then we're gonna have problems. You know what I mean? So that would go back to what kind of job you would have, because as long as your work is done, I don't need to have a camera on you seeing what you're doing. You know what I mean? But if you're supposed to be by a phone answering, you know what I mean?
If these people got to log into a server, though, if they log into their work server, they know they're there, surely.
Exactly. This is what I mean. They're saying that, well, you can see the amount of work they're doing because they're on a computer. If it's computer-based on there.
Yeah, but are they really sitting in front of the computer doing work, or are they back over at the PlayStation? You know what I mean?
But if the work's getting done, what difference does it make? That's the thing. If the work is getting done, if their allotted work is being completed, does it matter?
Yeah. Does it matter when?
But
for instance,
it's just about control.
The last place that I worked at, the last place I was at, is they gave, for a while when the COVID was at its peak, they would let half the office work from home 1 week, then they rotate, right? But it never made any sense to me because I'm like, they're leasing agents. Like, how you leasing apartments? You know what I mean? Like from your home.
I know.
What kind of work are you guys doing?
Amazon said a whole bunch of their employees don't have to come back. When everything goes back to normal, they just said, look, it's less office space. There's less emissions going because you're not traveling in your cars. Just stay home. And they're downsizing a lot of their offices now from 1,000 people down to 300 people because they just learned that it wasn't necessary for them to be physically at the office.
Yeah, I got a buddy. Companies that paying rent on these massive buildings in London, New York, wherever. Like British Airways here are not bothering. They could probably close their office in London, save them a fortune,
This is the thing, though, and it is. I do feel like a lot more people, even after this settles down, are going to stay working from home because there are a lot of benefits. What is the potential downside is when you have some companies going, well, you're going to have eyes on themselves, so we're going to have software that turns their webcam. The staff won't know when the webcam's turned on. It'd be like
but look, in America, a company does that, and their ass is getting sued.
Yeah,
I don't know about anywhere else. But I tell you, in America, man, that will be an illegal.
Well, what
thing.
they would say is that in your contract, they would adjust your contract to say that you agree to.
Well, if you agree to it, then but I can still tell you, it's still going to go to court. I don't know how that how.
I'll just make sure I was working naked every day.
Because then they're gonna say you're holding my job hostage for wanting to privately spy on me.
Yeah.
So
whereas a lot of people, if I was a lawyer, I'd be like, well, then you need to open your offices back up.
I got a buddy that is a head IT guy for a major bank down here in North Carolina, and they put him at his house, and he's tapping into computers, fixing problems remotely now. And he was telling me the other day that he has played so many Xbox games and blew through them while sitting at home because he's not doing nothing unless they have a problem. And a lot of the time, like if it's an actual computer problem, they're not letting him go pick up the computers. They're shipping them to his house. So he's not doing anything but sitting at his house. And he was like, dude, I have played so much Xbox in the past year that it's unbelievable. And they don't, they send him a problem and he fixes it and they're paying him salary to stay at home.
Is he actually doing less work than what he was before, though? Or is it just because he's not in the office sitting there twiddling his thumb, he's now at home playing?
Yeah, is he just because he's at home sitting around instead of at the office?
He said that he's getting paid. I mean, he's getting less work now because it's having more people try to figure out the dumb problems on their own. Like, my mouse isn't working. Well, obviously he can't come unplug your mouse and plug it back up, and you can't just page him to come up to a certain floor. So now they're having to do that. He's actually doing less work because he's only having to fix certain problems that are like IT related and not dumb people related.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a part of the industry I've not really thought about.
Have you
because we haven't stopped, during the whole COVID. We haven't stopped at all because
we haven't either.
People still need their air conditioners fixed, and if there's a leak, we got to fix that or whatever.
Same here. I only had 2 days off when it started.
We have 30 people working in our shop, and when COVID first hit, we furloughed everybody except for 10 people, and then we started giving out free coupons for oil changes and stuff if you were in like the medical field or the first responder field and stuff like that. So our business has been like skyrocketed ever since this has happened.
It's just our protocols have changed. That's all. Like, we ask questions, for the residents. Like everybody, every single day, my entire staff, like all of us, we have to fill out like a COVID paper.
Yeah, we have
saying,
to.
Yeah, we haven't been.
We just love it, like the detail Brick Hive goes into talking about his fictional job. We all know he's working on season 3 of The Mandalorian.
All right, I have to hop off. It's time for grocery shopping. So,
all right, later, Jay.
See you,
Later, Jay.
See you guys.
Bye.
Yeah, I thought that the entertainment industry was going to get hit really bad, like much worse than it did.
You don't
it has. Black Widow still hadn't been made.
Wait, you mean released? It's been made, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. They pushed it back again.
It's coming out.
It's done. They just haven't released it. But yeah, there's been like a few cinema chains that have closed down, gone bankrupt. It's been hit pretty hard.
Oh,
I thought Black Widow was coming out on Disney Plus.
Yeah, it
is. But so that brings me to something else that's really been kind of making me angry is the amount of money that these streaming services are charging for movies. Like this $30 to watch a movie online. Are you kidding me, dude?
Or whatever they are.
I'll wait 3 months. I'm not paying $30 or whatever it is.
Oh, I'm not either, man. But
Disney
it makes me so mad because I've been saying for years about how digital stuff should not be the same price as its counterparts, an actual physical thing instead of a digital thing. You know what I mean? Like for instance,
they're charging more.
A CD is a physical thing that they have to manufacture and print over and over and over. That costs money. When you put it online and you just digitally send it out, that's not the same amount of money, man. So why is it the same price?
It's like with this now, they're comparing the Premier Access to buying cinema tickets, and the argument is, hey, it's $30, but if you were buying cinema tickets for a family, like 2 adults and 1 child is the average, they would say that would cost about $30. The difference is you're using your TV, your light, and your
exactly, dude. The difference is you're not going to a big screen and getting your popcorn, and that you're not getting the movie experience.
Yeah, you got to charge. You got to charge friends to come over. That's what you have to do.
And also, we give the theaters money. So the theaters are losing out when they do the streaming stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's really who's hurting, not Disney or whatever.
We can weed out Disney losing money. Disney has not lost a dime.
If you can think that HBO Max can put their films on HBO Max right away and it's covered in the cost, why can't Disney, who make way more money, do the same?
But you got to realize, like, HBO was one of the smartest people because when COVID first happened, they took and bought, I think it was like the rights to Comedy Central and like all this other stuff and moved it all to their streaming services. Mm-hmm. So they were getting people to buy HBO to watch all these other shows. And I think that they're giving away the movies is drawing people in more versus Disney charging people $30 to watch something.
Hey, I'm just going to get a torrent of it. 100%. I'll just find it.
Yeah, I'm not paying. I mean, I didn't pay for Milan. I didn't pay. What was the other one they had early access?
Wonder Woman.
It was that Trolls one, right? Wasn't it that Trolls thing?
Or...
It was Mulan, wasn't it? That's Mulan.
I think they
Milan
got
was one of them. There's another one. There's 2, I think, so far on Disney Plus. They didn't.
I think there was a Pixar one they did.
Soul.
Right, yeah. Soul. I think it was Soul.
Oh, yeah.
Well, they're about to come out with that other one, that Rayu the Dragon, or however.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'll just wait until it actually goes on proper Disney Plus. They get enough of my money as it is.
And they wonder
Yeah,
why
dude.
piracy happens, you know?
Yeah,
it just blows my mind about all this digital stuff.
If you grab a thesaurus in the UK and you look up the word Disney, it's synonymous with the word greed.
Hey, what's up, 117? And what is that, meme toaster? It's an interesting one.
With Disney doing that though, I don't like. For instance, if you look at like two movies that are coming out and have came out that are big, like Mulan versus something like King Kong versus Godzilla. I mean, if it were in the theater, you would have much more people going and watching King Kong versus Godzilla. So
Right.
I mean, look,
you're giving it away for free. I don't know how they're justifying charging the $30 to watch a movie.
I think that's why they're holding out like James Bond. You know, it's been put back and back and back and back because they know if they put it on, it probably will do better in the cinema than it will on TV. You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they desperately want that theater audience. They want that big marketing push. The movies, the food, Burger King, McDonald's, whatever.
Well, Disney Plus down here in America just also upped their prices.
Yeah, they just raised their prices on us.
Oh.
Yeah.
I know people who literally had they had Disney Plus for The Mandalorian and cancelled it and said, "I'll see you in a year."
Yeah, but
it's not a bad strategy. It's smart, actually.
But I mean, Disney is. I mean, think about it, man. The reason that we got Disney wasn't just because of The Mandalorian. Like, we love Disney stuff. You know what I mean? We love Marvel stuff. We love Star Wars stuff. So, bam, 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 those things right away. And then you get Pixar included, and now they've got 20th Century Fox.
That was smart.
Star, I think, is the one thing that has made people keep it because I know we pre-ordered a year and we got it for like I think it was like just under 50 quid over here, which is normally is like a lot more. Something like that. It was a pre-order bonus where you literally you paid up front for 12 months and you got it like less than half price, and that was coming up for renewal this month. And I said, well, after the year, we'll probably just scrap it because there's not enough on there compared. Netflix. It's all I like Disney, I like Marvel, but it's all if you're not in the mood for something light, there's nothing really heavy on or engaging otherwise on Disney. But then they Star and they brought in like some of the stuff that we wouldn't normally see on under the Disney name.
Well, I think it also. I think it gave it a chance for shows like not only The Mandalorian, but now that we're seeing this, Ahsoka show and all this other stuff that's coming out, it's letting it branch to pretty much be its own channel in a way. I mean, I know it's a streaming device, but it's giving it the option to where, you can't go anywhere else other than pirating it and watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of other streaming services are starting to do more and more of their own content because they're realizing, like, well, crap, Disney Plus, like, owns everything. Like, we're not going to be able to put any Marvel movies really on our streaming site or Disney or whatever else.
They own Fox. It's funny, though, that you can go on Disney Plus, go on to Star, and you can watch the episode of Family Guy where they accuse Walt Disney of being a misogynistic But if you want to watch Splash with Tom Hanks, they've CG Daryl Hannah's butt crack out. Because you can't see that.
That's not cool, man.
It was bad when they took the guns out of the cops in E.T.
Yeah.
They took the radio. They replaced it with radios.
And you know what really
digitally replaced.
The thing that really bothers me about that is in another generation, they're not even going to realize it was changed.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that bugs me about it, man. Is like, I'm not saying people it's bad to be sensitive. I'm not saying it's a horrible thing if somebody gets triggered by something, but like just don't watch it.
I don't mind
if you can't watch the police have guns in ET.
That's the problem, though.
You shouldn't be watching it, man.
Everyone is forcing their own beliefs and own whatever. Like, if I'm afraid of guns, then I don't need to watch something with guns in it. I don't need to ruin it for everybody else.
Do you know? And not only that, you can't watch Peter Pan or Dumbo on Disney Plus now. You have to go onto Star because
no. Disney Plus redid all that. They just have warnings when you start playing it.
Well, they used to have warnings, but apparently Peter Pan and Dumbo in the UK have been moved over to Star because they're considered more. They're under a parental lock now. Because with Star, if you've got a child account on there, they can't access Star.
Same with Lady and the Tramp.
Sorry?
Wow.
Same with Lady in the Tramp.
Is it really? Same with Lady in the Tramp?
Yeah, because the
Japan
Siamese
and
cats.
the UK have been moved over to the Stars. You can't watch them now without having parental approval.
Yeah,
That's
so the
crazy.
Siamese cats are offensive.
It's like it's like Lego canceling that hideout, that burglar hideout set. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, but I was looking through my minifigs the other day, and I saw this one that came out a couple years ago, and I was like, I mean,
that was
pretty,
the Chase figure,
right? But I mean,
yeah.
but I'm like, dude, that's a pretty realistic looking pistol in a way. You know what I mean? That's not
How
like a
many Lego
science fiction.
sets come with bundles of dynamite? I picked up a magazine.
And then there's the dynamite. Like, I'm like, in Lego, I'm like, what are you doing?
Oh man, they bought out the Colosseum. What's wrong with these people?
See, look, again, I'm not saying you should go around bullying people. I'm not saying that. You know what I mean? But look, if you try and shield people from every single thing that you think is offensive in the world, man, you're gonna grow up and you're gonna have a hard time when you get to be an adult because you're not gonna be able to face anything. You're gonna like, you're gonna be,
the problem is
too,
people trying to find a reason to be offended now. For me,
so I don't have.
And some people get into like a pissing contest on who's more, offended, man. I'm like, come on.
It's like Demolition Man. I told you, Demolition Man. They're all like, they don't. No one touches each other because it's all non.
Yeah, that's a good.
There's no toilet paper, and everyone gets offended by everything. And you get fined if you offend anyone.
You better know how to use the 3 seashells.
Yeah, how do you use those seashells? Come on.
They never used to either.
I don't have a kid, so I don't. I mean, I'm not going to say I know exactly what it's like, but it's not it's not somebody's fault that they come across a gun. It's the parents' fault for not being smart about the situation. If you should be able to do and buy just whatever, like a Lego set with a gun in it. If the kid does not know the right and wrong way, that is not the Lego set's fault. That is the parents' fault.
And I think that some people get some things confused because there's a difference between, okay, let's say, all right, like I was telling my daughter about context and perception on words, okay? And I said, like, you're not going to talk to your grandmother the same way you might talk to your friend. You know what I mean? But that's called respect. That's when you know somebody and you can be respectful. But that's more of a specific thing. You know what I mean? That's not a broad, like a comedian. A comedian making jokes and stuff like that. Like, that's, if you don't like that, you shouldn't watch that. You know what I mean? That's your choice to be involved in that. You know what I mean?
It's a new example. It's like with Daniel Radcliffe when he did the film The Woman in Black. There were complaints because parents took kids to go see that film because they're like, oh, it's Harry Potter. It's the actor Harry Potter.
It's not Harry Potter.
He's an actor. Is
that the one where he's nude in it?
Film, and they were like, this film has traumatized my kids. But it's like they couldn't differentiate that this was an actor playing a different role.
Right.
And
I'm like, in situations like that, I'm like, okay, I need to know, are you really that dumb, or are you just really that dumb? Like, I don't understand what's going on there. Where the disconnect is.
So the way that I was raised, and me and my wife are two separate, complete entities, because her parents shielded her from stuff like Harry Potter, and my mom was like showing me stuff like Harry Potter. I mean, my mom didn't care what I watched growing up, and my wife Haley, she didn't even know Harry Potter, like anything about it, and watched it until she was well into an adult.
Is that because of like a religious thing, or?
Yes.
Yeah. My cousin was like that too. I remember one day we were discussing stuff like that, and I told him, I was like, wait. I was like, you're saying when you have kids, you're not going to let them read Harry Potter? He's like, no, man. I'm like, but I was like, but why? I was like, it's a good story, man. I was like,
I personally find it really hard to understand. I get the whole witchcraft is supposedly the deal with the occult, but the Harry Potter stories, they celebrate Christmas. There's in the books, there's a strong indication the Father Christmas was a wizard, and let's face it, he looks like one. And they also have quite a lot of Christianity symbolism and.
But even more so, it teaches you also about friendship and trust.
But not only that,
and love, and what I mean, and overcoming obstacle. I mean, there's a lot of.
I need my kids to recognize the difference between fiction and reality.
Yes.
And if they're not exposed to it, how do they know, right?
If they don't know the difference between fiction and reality, then they're the way the world's going, and they're going to be in trouble.
At the same time, though, you don't want to let a kid watch something for a religious belief because of witchcraft. And I don't want to step on any religious toes, but in the Bible it says that he turned water into wine. So it's like he's performing what you're not letting them watch.
But that was Jesus.
It's like
Jesus got to wear the wizard hat, man. He was the one that got to wear the hat in that story, man. So
Voldemort was one of the disciples, wasn't he?
I'm gonna have to get on out of here. I have to go get my lunch for kids thing.
All right, buddy. Thanks for hanging out with us, Corey.
Yeah, dude.
I'm here at the.
I'm streaming this afternoon at 3:30. If anybody's still around later.
Okay.
3.5 hours.
I'll see you there.
All right, guys.
Hey, man.
Touching on what A&A said, though, is that was one thing I remember as a kid. My parents always instilled in me: this is not real. This is fiction. This is not reality. Because I used to watch all sorts. Like, I look back now and I think, oh my God, my dad didn't care. I watched Die Hard, Scarface, all these. Like, as a kid, my hero was Arnold Schwarzenegger. I used to watch all the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies.
Dude, yeah, I remember.
Because I remember RoboCop. I mean, now there was RoboCop.
That's what I was gonna say.
And you watched RoboCop 1. You know, the opening sequence when he just
he blows his legs off and stuff. Yeah,
because I was 12 when that came out, and I remember when it came on, and I didn't see it in the theater, but I remember when it was on VHS. I remember my stepdad and me watching it, and I was like traumatized, dude, because the scene when they shoot Murphy, man, like it's insane.
Yeah,
it's
but he had toys and stuff. Like, it's funny because I remember that there was going to be an Aliens cartoon, and that got pulled. But they still had all the merchandise and toys. I remember a kid in my school had an Aliens backpack. But I always knew this is not real. This is fiction.
Right in front of the handicap.
And I feel like nowadays there's not that clear divide, or it's not made clear, and that's where you get people going, "Oh well, what if a kid sees this and thinks it's reality?" You know?
Yeah, I mean, and I know that there's always, going to be somebody, young that can't, that can't separate, you know what I mean, the fiction from reality. I mean, there's just always going to be some people like that. But for the most part, yeah, it seemed like it was different, I think, back then.
Well, movies are definitely different. I mean, look at, like, Alien was like an 18. Now that'd probably, be a 12 or 15 probably now.
But have you guys seen the Alien toys out lately?
Yeah.
Like, you go to Walmart or whatever store and you see, like, and like they're like kind of purplish or something.
They look just like the old ones that were on the lunch.
But I'm thinking I wonder if the kid that buys this, because like, oh wow, look at this cool alien. Like if they watched Aliens, dude.
That's the first film I ever watched underage. It's the first film I ever watched underage.
Part of that is also business because there was the whole thing. I think I've mentioned this before, maybe with you, Hive, but with Spider-Man. Like in the UK, Tobey Maguire, the first Spider-Man was a 12, and like Columbia were really upset that it was made that age in the UK because it meant that anyone under the age of 12 couldn't see the film, and they felt they were losing a big audience. So basically, through pressure, they made the BBFC, which is like who does the age ratings in the UK, create a brand new rating, which was 12A, which meant anyone could see it under the age of 12 as long as they had an adult with them. Okay. And now, because of that, so many films where they wouldn't even entertain going anywhere near 12 would have been a 15 or 18. They're like, hey, if we make this suitable for 12s, then we can get like a massive audience. And that's why nowadays, like you have like Expendables as a 12A. Do you know what I mean? All these
That's what they did here in America with the PG-13 rating.
See, we don't have a 12A. We have a adult accompaniment here. You could take your kid any age as long as you're an adult. In Canada.
Well, the PG-13 has some good qualities to it sometimes, but most of the time, I think it totally ruins a movie because they label it PG-13 to get a more wider audience, but that means you're taking some things out of the movie that really might be needed in the movie.
Yeah. I'm at the restaurant, so I'm about to hop off again.
Oh, okay. Later, brother. Enjoy your breakfast.
Thanks for everything.
Yeah, no problem, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to shoot as well. Hive, I've got to make some dinner.
All right, brother. Thanks for hanging with us, Cabbage.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye, man.
Later.
And then three.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's pretty wild though, man. The whole rating system. And then there's like I've never quite understood NC-17. Like,
what is NC-17? Because I'm confused. Because I always is it different to R? Is that right? Or
as far as I know, and again, anybody in the chat, if they know the right answer, correct me. But I think it's like even if you're with an adult, if you're under 18, like or maybe 17, you can't watch it. Like you can't watch it if you're under 17 years old, even if you're with an adult.
What's an R then? Is that 18?
An R is I think with an adult you can, like I could bring my daughter to
like in America, you can't drink till you're 21, can you? So
yeah, I mean legally.
That's just what I don't get it. So I know obviously it changes, it varies from state to state, but from what I've seen in terms of like what American media's put out, it's you can't drink till you're 21, you can't have sex till you're 18, but you can own a gun from the age of 15 and drive from the age of 12 or something like that, or those two are the wrong way around maybe.
I'm not sure about the sex part, but I know that
really, Hive? I thought you were married.
Well, I meant like as far as like the legalities of it, but I do know, so drinking's 21, voting's 18, cigarettes are 18, joining the military is 18.
Some states you can get married at 14 with family permission.
Yeah, I think,
Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin, and she.
I was going to say, are those the same states where you marry your cousin?
Yeah,
maybe.
Well, he did, and that's what it was. He married his cousin, his second cousin.
Yeah.
She was 14, and
never mind your alleged petrol. It's the marrying the cousins that have caused this stupidity, Hive. The inbreeding.
There's definitely some. That's definitely some bad news, man. I'll tell you. America's got some weird laws too, man. A lot of them aren't even, I don't think, enforced. But there are definitely some weird ones. I was trying to figure out how this hidden side works. This cannon. I thought it was going to be a lot more easier to shoot.
So North America, we all drive where all our steering wheels are on the left side of the car.
Yeah.
We all get out of the driver's seat onto the left side of the road, right? Exiting the left of the car. Well, in Toronto, we still have laws on the books and the bylaws that say you cannot exit your vehicle or wagon, literally that's the wording, onto the road. Because back in the horse and buggy days, you'd get hit by the next horse coming along, right?
Right.
Still on the books. Now, of course, who's going to enforce it? But once in a while, someone gets hit, and then some smart-ass lawyer brings it up in court. Hey, you're not even supposed to exit your vehicle. And that's the side your steering wheel is on. You got a stick shift? Good luck getting out of the other side of your car.
Wait, in Canada,
it comes
what
up
side
in
of the road
Toronto.
do they drive on then in Canada?
I'm sorry?
In Canada, what side of the road do they drive on?
Right side of the road.
Okay, I thought it was left for some reason.
And the steering wheels are on the left.
That's another interesting debate I've been in before that I kind of changed my mind on was seatbelts. I used to be all for if you want to wear a seatbelt or not wear a seatbelt, that should be up to you. You know what I mean? What changed my mind was insurance, because the more people that fly through windshields, the higher insurance rates are going to go up.
Oh, yeah.
So that was a really tough one, me debating whether my integrity was worth more than money.
Why wouldn't you wear a seatbelt though? That's my argument.
Huh? What about what?
Why wouldn't you wear a seatbelt?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, I always wear a seatbelt anyways, but it's just if I didn't want to wear one. Like if I just didn't want to wear one. I don't know. I mean, because like some of them, I won't lie. Like there's certain cars, I haven't seen one in a while, but the seatbelt's like when you get in, the seatbelt's like kind of far away, and then when you close the door or turn the car on, like it's like motorized.
It almost hangs you.
Yeah, like those ones are uncomfortable. I will say that. But I've always been a big person on seatbelts, unless you're in the back seat. But
yeah, it just seems silly. Like, why would you fight for the right to not wear a seatbelt?
I usually fight
motorcycle drivers with their helmets. In Canada, for the longest time, you didn't need a helmet, and it's like you're driving a motorcycle on our highways and you don't want to wear a helmet. I mean, to me, that's stupid.
Yeah.
T-Mog, thanks, man.
It's like going on a roller coaster and saying, "Hey, you don't have to put this harness on, but we recommend you do." The roller coaster goes upside down.
I think it's just because it's kind of like with some things where it's just the odds of something happening. You don't wear your harness on a roller coaster, you're definitely going to die. You don't wear a seatbelt going for a ride. The percentages are varied. I think it's kind of like smoking cigarettes. Why in the hell would you smoke cigarettes? Those things give you cancer. They'll kill you. But it takes like 20 years for it to happen, and I think that's why it's the disconnect that kind of like COVID. I imagine a lot of people in the boat of like they don't want to wear a mask. You know what I mean? It's like, why would you risk it? But
we went shopping yesterday, and it's 12 months later, and people are still taking their masks off to have a chat, or they're wearing them underneath their nose. One person barely had it covering the top.
Dude, I don't understand that one. When you pull it below your nose, I'm like, why are you wearing it if you're just?
I'm the safety narc at work, so you're preaching to the choir between the mask thing every day. I mean, once a week at least, we're walking someone out of my warehouse, and they're not coming back because they're not wearing it right. They're wearing it like this, or they're talking to their buddies. They're having a drink. So we have rules. If you have a drink, you got to walk away before you can lower your mask and you can have your drink. So we're not saying you can't have a drink or anything. And then we, most of my operators, we all wear harnesses because we're up in the air, overhead pickers, cherry picking, and I mean, I have to chase these guys down because they don't wear the harness right. And I go, dude, they wear it loose around their legs. I go, if you ever need that harness to work, and I did a year ago when I got hit in the air, it's like, you're going to lose your nuts because if you have to fall and the fall arrest kicks in, it's going to snag your nuts and they're gone.
Well, that's something like with our job, because we work around electrical stuff, freon, gas, there's all kinds of things that are extremely dangerous in our job. And
baby yoga.
Oh man. But yeah, I'm always telling guys like it's just one time, man. You're gonna get really hurt or die.
It's like with going particularly with like the COVID stuff. Is in the supermarket yesterday. It was blowing my mind because I hadn't been in there for a while, but they have the whole one-way system. And people just ignoring that. But also they have the dots, like the circles, stickers on the floor to say where to stand to keep 2 meters when you're in the queue. And people will keep to that, but they won't keep to it horizontally. It's like they think that the virus only works in the vehicle manner, if that makes sense. So they'll stand behind someone 2 meters, but then walk right past, or they'll stop right next to you, and you can literally be rubbing shoulders with someone. You're like, the virus can move in all directions. Do you know what I mean? This isn't chess. When the pieces can only move in a certain way.
Right.
Oh, can I get this box of cereal?
I mean, and a lot of times people really do risk a lot of stuff just on their instincts of what they think is right. Because like I'm a big person of science. You know what I mean? So I always just listen to whatever the experts say. But yeah, some people are like, nah, I know better,
Well, Solo knows he just got this from the World Health Organization. The virus only goes up and down, not left and right. Now, see, we've been doing it wrong.
There you
One
go,
whole year
Solo.
we've been doing it wrong.
Right. Oh, we have a guest. T-Mog is here. Hey, brother. What's happening?
Hey, morning.
Not much. How's it going?
I feel left out. I'm the only one not wearing a baseball cap. Where's my baseball cap?
This is my new one my wife bought me because I wanted to represent.
Oh, Canada. There you go.
Oh, we've got a Pizza Planet one. That's badass.
I was sick of wearing this one. The Blue
what is that? The Toronto Blue Jays?
Yeah, Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, it's better than the Baltimore Orioles, I can tell you that. How you doing,
I refuse to wear Raptor equipment.
I'm doing all right.
The Raptors, I mean, have they won a game?
Right now.
I mean, they were 9 games down. So I can't wear Raptor stuff. It's just embarrassing.
No, I hear you. What did you say, T-Mog?
I'm doing good. I just blame Rick right now. He's got me looking at McFarlane sets.
Oh.
Wait. How am I... Wait. You didn't even want to look at McFarlane sets. So last night, towards the end of my stream, we started... Because it was a Mega Constructs thing when I was building this, right? But then it was all the alternative stuff, all the other brick toys out there that are not Lego. And it's like, so I was going through Game of Thrones and Masters of the Universe and Halo, of course. And he started to get interested in stuff. And I told South Park, I got South Park bricks up here somewhere. I got the entire theme. It's from McFarlane Toys. You guys all
I remember that.
McFarlane action figures.
Because didn't he have the Rick and Morty one too?
Yep.
I almost got that.
I only have the one Rick and Morty set that's got the spaceship and the counter for the garage, because you get both figures and you get that, and it's like, what more do you want from Rick and Morty? That's everything.
I mean, I got 2 custom minifigs. I got Rick and Morty at Brick Fair, Virginia, a few years ago. That was pretty cool. I just saw Jesse jumped in, and Solo Brick Builders here, Ninja's here. Who else is here? Lego Boy's here. Jesse Brick Galaxy, what's happening? If you want a link, let me know, man. Oh gosh, yeah. Also, Will, I noticed your comment earlier. It was pretty funny. And he says my shirt does not represent my building. Because obviously it's a Flash shirt and I'm not that fast. What's funny about that though is I also have a Flash sticker on the back of my truck. And yeah, I drive like I'm like 80 years old.
Do you ever get like really annoying people go, "Hey, I like your hoodie. You must like Big Bang Theory"?
No.
My mate is a big fan of the Flash, and he has a T-shirt with that symbol, but on a red T-shirt, and he wears it all the time. And the more people go up to him and say, "Oh, you love Big Bang Theory," he's like, "No, I don't." But you're wearing a T-shirt from it.
No, I get a lot of Lego comments though. You know, they call me the Lego King at work, which is pretty weird because I'm not.
maybe it's a UK thing, but so many people seem to associate that symbol more with Big Bang Theory than the actual Flash.
And I can see why. I mean, especially when like all 3 of them dressed as the Flash that one episode, and they were like, it looked like the tracer effect or whatever. But
I don't think like it's even like that. You know, that have that knowledge of who it's for. They almost just think it's just a T-shirt that character wears.
You know, when I think of Big Bang, though, I always think now. I saw a video where they took out the laugh track. You ever seen that? It's a really different Big Bang Theory when you take out the laugh track.
I don't think Big Bang Theory is funny anyway, but
I mean, I like it. I just my wife, she's way more of a fan than I am, but I don't really watch TV that much anymore, man. I just watch a few stuff that comes out on the streaming services and.
You're too busy making them, aren't you? So.
Yeah, or watching YouTube. That's usually 98% of what I watch is just YouTube. Because even when I'm not watching, like, you know, All of Us, you know, I'm watching just stuff I like, you know. So.
Well, you've proven you don't watch me. So when you say All of Us, what you should say is All of Us Fast Track.
And I've gotten into a bad habit too, where I don't even really watch movies anymore. I just watch the best clips of movies. That's about it, man. I just watch like the action scenes or something.
Because when you said I haven't watched all of Joker, I was like, what do you mean? Like, how do you start a film and not finish it?
No, it's kind of like the Zack Snyder thing. I've pretty much just watched all the new cuts. That's all about it.
Footage.
Yeah. I'm horrible like that.
4 hours.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to invest 4 hours in a DC movie.
Honestly, it didn't feel like Justice. 4 hours when I watched it. It felt more like, I would say, 2.5. I was surprised.
I used to watch so many movies all the time. I was a really big movie person, man. And I mean, I still am, but I just, like I said, I just get in this habit now where I just watch all these clips and I'm like, yeah, do I really got time for 2.5 hours? No. I don't think I do. So I'm just going to watch 10 minutes and I'll get the gist of the movie and there you go. I joke around because I'm always been one of those people, man, like when I read a book, I'll usually read like the last page first. I like to read my books Quentin Tarantino style.
This conversation is going on. I'm losing all respect for you, Dave Filoni.
Here, you want me to open up another Funko Pop while we're streaming?
Oh my god. My soul is so injured from the last time you did that.
Lego Boy, thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate that, man, very much. Also,
if you're going to open stuff, I mean, this is the way to open stuff.
Oh my goodness.
This was the build 2 days ago that we did, and it's like, yeah, I figured I'm just going to open it right up. I mean, because people are so triggered when they see this.
See, I'm not so much with brickheads because the cardboard is so cheap and nasty. It's like a cereal box, you know?
But I decided I'm going to do this with every new set I open. I'm going to
every new set.
So, you want to open up that frigate next?
I could do that.
Yeah,
I got time today to do it.
That reminds me. So I gotta send you the price for that thing because I know you were wanting it. So I need to get on that. That and God, what else am I selling? I'm selling like all my gift with purchase stuff. Like I still got that Charles Dickens, the ice skating rink, Amelia Earhart.
You
say you're selling it, but I don't see you moving any of it.
I'm just moving a little bit at a time.
It?
Yeah. My Black Widow set was sold, and I don't know. I think they changed their mind, so that's kind of back up on the market.
Just the gift with purchases you have duplicates of, or are you selling all of them?
I'm just kind of selling them all, just to help pay for certain other things. Mainly the slave one. I've almost got that completely paid for by selling a bunch of stuff.
Well, if you have any Magic the Gathering cards, I heard BFAB can hook you up for some.
I was not aware BFAB was in the Magic the Gathering cards. Ninja says, "Cut the bull, give me the highlights." That's what Hive says. Yes. Oh, Sully says, "When you are ready, no rush." Right on, man. The thing that sucks about selling it overseas is because the shipping costs so much.
Yeah.
But apparently, I shipped something to Ninja that he bought, I don't know, a week or two ago, and it was a lot more expensive to ship than I thought. But it's not really because of the weight; it's just because the box was like freaking super big. Because I shipped something, I'm trading something with Sands, so I shipped something to Sands, along with his donation money for anybody that's out there that donated the money the other night. I put that in an envelope for him. But yeah, it was like $6 to ship his stuff. So I don't know. Shipping's weird.
So remember, everyone tune in next Friday to Hive Stream, and we're going to see what Sans looks like without an eyebrow.
Well,
Maybe.
I didn't donate him that money. I just donated the money that people were giving to him on the stream.
If he shows up with a shaver, I'll honor the deal.
No. I mean, you're talking about okay for future, yeah. Because like I said, I just sent him the money.
And I'm much happier to do the shave the eyebrow than the jar thing.
Yeah, he really
It was only because he was playing with the jar. The jar was, that's because he kept teasing it.
Yeah, hopefully that jar didn't mess him up because that was.
Well, you stayed online afterwards with him. He was okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think so.
What happened?
So I don't know if you've been watching Sans SANS channel, but he has this weird. What is that word called when you put a bunch of greenery in a jar and let it grow?
Terrarium.
Yeah. He's got like a terrarium, but it's not like nature. It's like I don't know what
jelly beans, and there was weird stuff.
But what does he have? What's the liquid? What's it like
it's just fermenting water and condensation and stuff.
But whatever the hell he's been putting there is slowly deteriorating, but it's become its own ecosystem. But apparently he opened it up the other night on the Hive stream, and I guess
it's the next COVID. Whatever is in there is going to wipe us out.
I guess some alien spores had flown out or whatever. So 117, 117 was one of the ones that donated him. I forgot. Yeah, constantly. I think it was up to $10 if I remember correctly. I'd have to go back and check because I sent him.
I think so.
I sent him what Chris had sent him, what 117 had sent him, and then I sent him a few bucks of my own for him. But yeah, and I wrote hashtag Save Sans on the envelope for him too. So hopefully that will help him get his phone fixed.
I mean, the worst thing is just that in the US, isn't healthcare you have to pay for it as well? So he's probably going to spend more on healthcare.
Yeah, dude, it's super lame. It's so lame.
He can make this work. It would only be a month. He would have to wear it every time he went online. He can make it work.
I mean, and he's blonde. Maybe nobody will even notice.
Yeah. But it takes 4 to 6 weeks for that to grow back good. So if he does,
I don't know, man. My eyebrows are insane. They probably grow back the next day if I shaved them all off. Rick's Toys in the house. What's up, Jazz? He said, I like cutting open my boxes.
Oh yeah, he's got a video. He'll show you how to do it. He's got a short
Dude,
too.
I should do a video where I just like I punch a box open, just keep pounding on it until it rips open. Like, I love you, Lego.
There was a guy I used to follow, Lamar Wilson. He used to open boxes like that. He would just Nintendo whatever, or Amiibos, or those vinyl dolls you got. He would just open it like that to get the toy out. I love that. He doesn't care about the cardboard. That's the way kids used to open up Christmas. What did you do? You opened it right up, quick and fast. You know, you didn't care about the box perfect with the flaps and no, you want to get into it.
Did I send the lime green 2x4 brick? Yep, I did send it, and I even wrote Hive on it for him. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with the lime green bricks because I've heard him mention that before about other stuff. So I don't know if he's like building a wall with it or because he specifically asked for a 2x4 and he asked me if I can sign it. What's up, Brick Maniac? Rick, you look like the rapper Nelly with the Band-Aid on his forehead. Yeah, I'm trying to bring that fashion statement back. Just slap
Captain Lou Albano, old wrestling manager. He used to have rubber bands.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
His cheek. You know.
Yeah, I never quite understood what was up with that. He was an interesting dude.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, Brick's Toys his eyebrows. Yeah, look, I don't. I mean, you know, if you offer him enough money, he'd do it.
Yeah.
I mean, what was Ryan wanting him to do? And Ryan or Sans was like, "Yeah, I'd do it for everything that's in the trunk." I can't remember what Ryan wanted him to do.
Well, he was willing to double. He was willing to match my money, so. But he jumped on the jar. When I switched to the eyebrow, I'm not sure if he was still willing to match my money. But.
Yeah, we kept telling him to close that damn jar up before he breathed in too much of it.
Yeah, that was bad.
This is exactly how COVID started.
Actually, yeah, it might have been. He might have just released another one.
There was a live stream in China where they were baiting each other to do something stupid.
Like everybody thinks it's some government conspiracy thing or like the wet market. No, it's just some dumb Chinese kid playing a joke.
I dare you, bite this bat. I dare you.
Green Death.
Too soon.
Lego Boy says, "Did you build your Sesame Street yet?" No, I have not.
Good, send it back. It's a terrible set.
Is it really?
It's a garbage set.
I mean, I was gonna do my best to modularize it eventually.
I mean, also, why do all the minifig faces look like blow-up sex dolls?
I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know if it's the right question, but it's a good one.
Oh, my no-no spot. Oh.
I just think of that sketch on Family Guy with Bert and Ernie. Bert, you're shouting again, Bert.
Dude, I think I've seen that one. But you know, Lego Boy, I am going to. It's just, I don't know where I'm gonna put anything until we move into the new place. Like I'm gonna build the Slave 1 and then just sit it here or wherever I can. But that's gonna, huh?
Aren't you moving soon? Are you moving house, aren't you?
Yeah, well, we're going to go ahead and move into one of the apartments for a little while, and that way we can sell this place, and we'll stay at the apartment until we buy a new place. So we don't know where we're going to, have a new place picked out yet. So, but it's in our best interest, according to our realtor, to sell the house sooner than later. So, yeah. Didn't Ryan want him to shave the top of his head? Amongst other things. I don't know, man. Sans and I were going, I don't know what the deal was. Obviously, I was misinformed on what the joke was, but the other day on Claire's stream, Sans and I kept going back and forth, banning and unbanning Ryan. I don't know why. Sans kept banning Ryan, and I was like, that's not cool. So I'd unban him. And then Sans would get mad and ban him again. And then I unban him.
Well, it's like Sans wanted you to ban Claire for a while, so.
Well, he wanted Claire to take away my mod powers, so I guess so he could ban me. I don't know, dude. But obviously, there was some type of inside joke going on I wasn't aware of. But I was like, stop banning Ryan, man. Like,
what you should do, you should have banned Ryan and say you're not going to unban him until he sends me his package or my package. He drew one of my streams once, and hey, Cragger, by the way, your package is still in my trunk. It was like, oh, okay, thanks for that.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Will, a reverse mohawk would look really awesome. I guess your hair would just part down the side. You just have like this big bald strip going down.
Every time I shave, and I shave the top off too, I play with it. I do,
right?
Tea, and then sometimes when I shave this, I do, take this and just leave the handlebars. But in the end, I walk away from the mirror. I can't go like that, and I do it proper. And it's like, it's usually a 10-minute deal of me playing around with styles, and in the end, I always do the same thing.
My buddy wants me to grow a neck beard. He wants me to just like shave all this off and just grow like a neck beard.
See, I always shave right here. I can't have it here. It bothers me, and I break out.
I don't know. I'd do it for enough money.
How much
I don't know. I don't think my work would like it, but what am I gonna say? Like, hey, I'll keep it trimmed.
See, now it's weird.
It's just like this whole big patch of hair.
I got this, and it comes out from under every mask I put on, so I get like this little bit here.
But it would get uncomfortable, man. That's why I don't grow a beard really any bigger than this, because then it just starts itching. I don't like it.
Well, when it tickles or itches, that's usually when I gotta shave it off. It's gotta go. It's getting close.
But yeah, I don't know. Maybe one day I'll grow a big, huge beard like Craggle.
And then I do this a lot. When I'm sitting there bored watching TV, I start curling it up like the French. That's usually a sign when my wife says, "Go shave it."
Would yeah, that would be wild. I've never been able to do that.
You know the best thing about a beard is when you have like a snack, and then like an hour later you find part of the snack in your beard.
Like, ooh, Cheeto!
It's like the gift that keeps on giving.
I wonder where that went.
Pancakes with maple syrup the other day. My wife makes it. I didn't even realize we had to run out. I'm driving. It's like, oops.
Yeah, I didn't think that's why they called it the flavor saver, but that works.
Yeah. A little emergency sugar hit.
Right. Lego Boy says there's instructions on Rebrickable to modularize the Sesame Street. It costs like $3. Right on.
Yeah.
Nice.
What I'd like really is actually some instructions for that dynamite factory that Lego cancelled.
I wish Lego would grow a freaking spine.
The thing is, though, it's like there's two things that could possibly be the reason why they cancelled it. One would be the dynamite on top, which makes no sense because they have dynamite as an accessory for minifigures. It's always in like little poly bags with a robber and a policeman. The other one is a sticker of the cartoon bomb winking on there. One, you could just not have that sticker and still have the rest of the set. But then two, it looks just like the bomb that Adam West runs around in the 6'6" Batman.
But the thing that I'm thinking is like, look, I'm assuming whatever reason they did what they did, it was geared towards the younger market. You know what I mean? So I have to tell you, if I was a kid, I would be super mad at Lego for just assuming that I'm so stupid that if I had a set with a bomb, then I'm going to go bomb, some... Like, it just, I don't know, man. It makes no sense to me at all. No sense.
How do you have the resources and know how to create a bomb in the first place?
But do you know how much stuff is in cartoons and shows and toys and games and, like, just, I don't know, man. I just...
Yeah,
I feel like it's even worse. Like it's insulting to a parent because it's like, look, you should know if your kid can't handle a stick of dynamite on top of a building for a burglar hideout set or whatever. If you feel your kid can't handle that, then you obviously should not buy it for your kid. But see, to me, it's just one of those things where it's like one person ruining something for everybody else or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the worst thing is that it's been the most exciting Lego City set in the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
I was really looking forward to it, man.
Just
and I was like,
close they got to production on it that we saw what we saw. Well, it was almost the Osprey all over again.
Yeah, and that's something else too. I'm like, Lego, like, I don't know, man. You might say you put out a high quality product, but your staff is definitely not high quality staff because you guys are making some really dumbass decisions, and now you're costing yourselves money. Is this why you're raising your prices on Lego?
They banned me from the official Lego YouTube channel because I questioned
the Coliseum.
The Coliseum, especially when they advertised it that the opening reveal was a live action scene of a gladiator getting ready for battle, talking about how the glory of Rome would last forever. They can do that, but they can't do a cartoon Dynamite Factory.
Well, then I'm also, something occurred to me the other day. I was looking at this again, and I'm like, why is Lego so expensive?
Because they put 4 million bricks into a statue.
But you know what's interesting? I brought this up on the live stream the other night, and something I didn't even think about. And I think it was Sans that brought it up. I can't remember for sure, but he was like, yeah, if you melted all those plastic bricks down, like think about what the actual cost of just what the plastic bricks are. It would be like nothing almost. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's so crazy. Because, that's the thing that I keep saying about Lego. It's like, as far as the mathematical aspect to your bricks, it is, I don't want to say flawless, but it's about as close as flawless as you can get. You know what I mean? And as far as building bricks go, yes, you guys have the best, but you're still plastic bricks that are manufactured on a factory floor. You know what I mean? It's not like no one's out there carving, your Lego sets or sculpting your Lego sets. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you have a designer that builds it to begin with, and you should pay that designer well for coming up with really awesome sets. I agree. That is an artistic thing. But that's the one artistic thing about it, and that's the only artistic. Like everything else, man, it's just like I said, it's manufactured. It's not, it's reproduction.
Well, even research, toy development, testing. I mean, there's a cost to that.
Yeah,
and they do that, and that's great. That's why we do get some pretty good models out of them.
Agreed.
But the cost for ABS beads, and in the volume they get it in, they could fill a tractor trailer for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 US, just with the plastic beads. That's nothing.
Well, yeah, and plus I started researching more and more over the last few years about the money that Lego makes and their profits and their costs and all that stuff. And so one of the first things I looked at was the cost, licensing costs, because that was something a lot of people would argue with me about how much the licensing cost was. So I checked it out, man, and it's like a tiny, tiny, tiny drop in the bucket, man, compared to what they actually make. Like it's really nowhere near what people seem to think it is on the scale
volume
of things.
licensing, so yeah, it's.
The thing is, also you only have to
pennies.
go to like Lego House in the foyer. They're doing a set based on it, but they actually have a machine there making bricks continuously whilst the Lego House is open. You can see how, automated, how quickly a brick is produced, and you think, that kind of automation on the scale they have it. That's just one machine. There's a novelty. But the overheads for Lego are so low, really. Like you said, the only real main cost comes in staffing, in terms of paying designers and people doing product testing and stuff like that.
Right.
In terms of actually manufacturing, it's nothing. That they could definitely, I reckon, chip off like 5 to 10% and not even see like a significant drop in their profits.
Well, that's what I was saying too about like the Star Wars stuff that just come out recently, the cheaper sets. Like, yeah, I mean, it's nice that you can buy like some of this stuff a little cheaper, but I didn't want them to sacrifice the actual set for the cost. I just said like, hey, can't you just make it a little cheaper?
Yep.
Like, can't you make $4 billion this year instead of 6? Like,
yeah, can you have like one extra yacht instead of 2 maybe this year?
And look, and I say these things lightly with a grain of salt because I don't know where the line is drawn on stuff as far as what stuff should cost or whatever. You know what I mean? I just know that Lego is clearly overpriced. Now, but even that is my opinion.
Yeah.
Some people would probably tell me, no, man, it's not overpriced. It's, you know.
I mean, I was told that the reason Lego increased their costs, I think, quite prices, I think it was last year or in 2019, was because they would take into account the fact that most times they obviously give a set, a set is sold by someone other than Lego themselves directly, it automatically goes reduced down. Like, you look at the Walmart's, Target's, Amazon's, they have brand new sets with like 5, 10, 15, 20% off.
Right.
So increasing the cost is to sort of basically compensate for that. But then also Lego sells sets directly to you. And what are you when you do that? What are you getting? Well, you get VIP and gift for purchases, but not all the times you get gift for purchases. And the VIP, they're trying to get you to waste on crap like the digital wallpapers, the sweepstakes that no one wins, that sort of thing. So
coins.
They're definitely we say they got terrible staff because of our experiences, but they also have staff that are obviously very clued up on making money for them.
Well, and when I say staff, I don't want to generalize all of it.
Yeah.
Because again, I agree with like Lego Boys. The Lego marketing team is dumb. I think you're mostly right with that. I think sometimes they do get stuff right, really good. But I will say customer service, even though I did a rant video like a year ago about one of their calls that I had, but 99% of the time, customer service is on point, phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like
they have one of the best customer services in the world.
Right. With the exception of like maybe Amazon. And that's debatable. Like
Amazon in the US must be amazing because in the UK, Amazon customer service is shite.
No, they're in America.
Canada, it's great too.
Yeah, in America, man.
What is it with us? They just
no trouble, no questions.
Yeah, not to say they're perfect, they've been right every time with everything because we order from Amazon all the time. But yeah, again, 99% of the time. The one time that Lego, that customer service thing that went bad, like blew my mind, man. And it wasn't because I was mad at the lady, because I don't know, it was obviously, I think during COVID, and I think it was right after the whole Nebulon frigate disaster. But I was talking to somebody that wasn't, didn't speak very good English. So I had a hard time, first of all, communicating with her. But the thing that really set me off, that made me mad, was when I was like, okay, I need to speak to a manager because obviously you don't know what you're doing. Because she couldn't answer anything for me. I said, I need to speak to a manager. And she said, there is no manager you can speak to. Because she was at home, and she was like a temp person helping, I guess, calls to try and do what she could. But there was no manager talk. So she couldn't help me. I couldn't get an answer. I couldn't talk to anybody. I just had to basically just hang up and try again at a different time. Yeah. And that's what I did. And then everything worked out. But that one time, man, my mind was just like, what the heck, dude? This isn't Lego customer service. What the heck is going on around here?
Yeah, I gotta say, anytime there has been something wrong that I've had to contact Lego customer service, they've been fantastic.
To the point where, the last one I called was for the VIP coin that was scratched.
Yeah. And
I was just gonna go to town, man, just going off.
That blew your mind in the opposite way, didn't it?
Yeah, because as soon as I told her it was wrong, she's like, "Oh, we'll replace that right away for you." And I was like, "Okay." And but the thing that blew my mind was I was like, "Well, I can send this one back. I can take a picture and email it to." They didn't care. They didn't want it. You know what I mean? So I was like, "Well, all right." Yeah. I was really I was revved up, man, ready to just go to town and.
I mentioned it earlier as well, but the staff in the in my Lego store are phenomenal. I love going into the Lego store. That's one thing I definitely miss with COVID, is going into the Lego store just to talk to the staff in there. They're so cool. Yeah. And they're passionate about it, like I am. So when we say staffing, what we normally mean is the people who make decisions to make a Lego Coliseum, but not a dynamite factory.
Right. Right. Yeah. Think about how many people have died the Coliseum compared to in a dynamite factory.
It is actually a site of religious and racial persecution and murder. You know, and you can sort of like I would have been fine if they addressed it and said, but you know, we acknowledge that, but we're just doing it based on, you know, it being a beautiful build and a historical landmark. You know, it fits in the architecture way, you know, theme now. But when they, you know, officially reveal it with a actor, you know, playing a gladiator, most of whom were slaves, getting ready to go out and do battle, which basically probably meant kill people. Talking about how the Roman Empire, an empire, is going to last forever and the glory will forever be, you know, symbolized in this Colosseum. And then they cut to the Lego Colosseum. That's taking a mick, you know.
Nah, they're definitely hypocrites about stuff, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was looking the other day at the Toy Story line, and I'm like, okay, Green Army Men. They say they don't do anything regarding war.
They had Nazi soldiers in the Indiana Jones sets. Come on, you know.
I mean, and here's the thing: is like again, they're a private company. They can do whatever they want. You know what I mean? But if they think that we're not going to call them out for stuff like that, then I don't know what to tell them. You know.
This is it. Like, I had an argument with someone about this before, and he was like, but they're a private company, can do what they want. I was like, granted, but when they keep on having this list of their values, and they clearly don't stick to that, of course people are going to call them out on it. And if you're a fan, you're a fan and you're passionate about something, you do get involved, you know?
And something else that I brought up also, because they, especially again, over like the last year or so, they just continuously just keep making decisions, man, that just spit in the face to a lot of us or whatever. So my whole thing is getting to the point where, okay, maybe your product is a high quality product. Okay. That does not make you a high product or a high quality company.
Yeah.
You know, because if you handle yourself, if you keep doing this and just trying to run off your merits, like, oh, we're just good, nothing can touch us, we keep doing what we want. Like, I am a firm believer, I keep saying it, man. Eventually their bubble's gonna burst. Like they're gonna become too expensive. Like when I make good money, man, like I'm not rich, but I make good money. I have a good job, you know what I mean? And I can feel like to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could get this or this or this. I can't imagine, man, like a lower income family. Again, even with Walmarts of the world and stuff, like you just it's becoming more and more. Dude, $5 for a minifig or a polybag. Like, you know, you can't. You know, so eventually I just feel like their bubble, like enough people aren't gonna be able to buy it or afford it. Like even like some of us, like we're just not gonna be able to afford it like we can, you know.
You think they would have learned though, because they almost went bankrupt, twice in the past?
I know, but I think that they're just too drunk on power and money and their image of how big they are and like they can't be touched and this and that and like their crap don't stink and you know, whatever. I don't know what's going on.
To Disney, because I feel like Disney are in that place right now, and it's funny to think that twice.
But the thing with Disney is Disney is so big that it take a lot, man, for Disney to really start.
It's crazy to think that, like, but you must remember this, like in the late '80s, you know, that's when they had Renaissance. Before that, they were really struggling from the '70s, and like in the '80s, it was like
and it was Bob Eisner, I think, that kind of pulled them out of that funk. With a lot of the different animations that they started doing, because it was animation that pulled them out of it. Like it was what was the Robin Williams, Aladdin, Lion King, like those Beauty and the Beast, like those like pull them out of that, and then they started going crazy with stuff, you know what I mean? And now,
because there was a whole renaissance in the '90s. They started late '80s. '90s, and I think it was like, you know, carried over to like the very first couple of years of noughties, but then rest of the noughties, they almost went back on their ass again. And it's funny to think that, you know, we're here like less than 20 years later, and now it's like they're almost untouchable.
I know, right? It's so weird. As far as Disney, I think as long as Disney keeps putting the right people in the right place, like Kevin Feige with Marvel or Dave Filoni and then Iron Man guy, John Favreau.
Yeah.
Keep putting like obviously we kind of seen what Kathleen Kennedy did with the movies and all that. But I mean, but if they put the right people in, like I can't remember the guy that was in charge of Pixar too, man. Obviously, you know what they did with
Brad
Pixar.
Bird?
I think so. I can't remember, but talented guy. Obviously, you know, Pixar is crazy good. You know, I haven't really enjoyed as much the last few movies they put out.
I haven't. No.
Yeah.
Not that they haven't been good, I've heard they're good. They just haven't been my general cup of tea.
It's crazy because they obviously Jon Favreau joined Marvel before it was owned by Disney. You know, when it was still Marvel Studios.
And look, and Iron Man, dude.
But you know, they almost lost him. Like, well, they technically did lose him because he was so upset with like Iron Man 2 and how like they were interfering and pushing characters, and that the story got muddied down. That's why he didn't come back to do Iron Man 3. So it took a lot to get him back. Apparently, you know, into the fold really to do.
That's got to be frustrating.
He never fully withdrew because he said, like, you know, he executive produced Iron Man 3 and he carried on playing happy. But I think it took him a lot to actually sort of say, right, okay, I'm going to come on board and it's going to be my creative vision, you know?
Yeah. It does have to be real frustrating for directors or writers or whatever, you know what I mean?
Because he was pegged to direct the first Avengers movie originally.
Was he?
Yeah. Like,
wow.
It was like, you know, that. It was. I mean, it was very early in the talks, but you know, with Iron Man 1, the idea was that you know he was going to do his Iron Man trilogy and an Avengers movie.
I mean, and Joss Whedon did a fantastic job. I mean, he really did for like those first few movies, setting everything up. But yeah.
Well, the second was terrible, but
so Lego Boy says I think they canceled it because there was a design flaw, but they don't want to admit it. Possibly. I mean, that is a possibility. It could be an actual design flaw. I don't think it is for this particular
set. It was so
set.
bad to cancel it, though.
They've done
Let's go, and they fixed it after the fact.
I think that's what they would do is they would just fix it.
I heard that theory about the Osprey as well. Like, in both cases, I don't see that being the case because, like you said, they could fix it afterwards, do a free thing on there, and to have it at that point, it would surely be cheaper to release the set and say, "Hey, contact us for the kit to fix it," like the Lego Ideas Wally with the neck.
Mm-hmm.
And then just scrap the set completely. It doesn't make sense to me. But
so, what do they do with all those sets?
Probably, I would say the ones that didn't make it to shelves, they part out and put into stuff for other sets, maybe, or melt them down and make them to other bricks.
Mm-hmm. Because I wonder how they part them out.
But it makes you wonder: these cancelled sets, would they get included in the Lego vault? Because you have the vault where they haven't got quite every single set because there's some that are lost to before they actually started keeping them.
Yeah.
They have almost every Lego set ever produced. Do they keep the ones like the Osprey or the cancelled ones?
I would imagine they would.
Why not?
You'd
just
think
at least have it documented.
History, right?
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah. But it's also kind of double standard that they're saying it doesn't meet their core value, and then they have something then.
Well, it's a reminder, right? Don't do this, guys. Don't be that guy. Don't be Franz. We will let you go.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question, though. Because, I would feel like they would. But then now that you brought that up, Craggle, why would they? I mean, if they wasn't going to be part of their core value.
Made it onto shelves. This Dynamite Factory, I don't think anyone's got it in hand. I think it got nipped in the bud before it went out to retailers.
Right.
But
can you imagine? Can you imagine if you got your hands on one though?
Oh, that'd be cool.
Because if this didn't even go out like the Osprey did, at least some of the Ospreys went out. Can you imagine if you have one of these sets, dude? How much you could sell it for?
Well, hey, Jang got his hands on an Osprey, and I saw it this week. He was holding it up in one of the streams. He's a kid in the candy store. He's so happy he's got his hands on that Osprey. He can't wait.
Shy got one. I know Ryan had gotten one. I don't think Ryan built his yet though. But I don't know that many other people that got one though.
There was a guy. I want to say Bricklicker got two in the UK. And I think he sold both of them in the end. He was going to keep one and sell one, but I think he sold both of them. But on Smith's, our toy store in the UK, who had it, they even had on the list on the website like get it because this set has been cancelled before Lego. I forget the exact wording, but it was basically like, "Hey, Lego are not selling this set anymore. This is your only chance to come and get it before we have to remove it."
Well, friends in Hong Kong, they told me that New Zealand, because that's pretty much the only real place it really got out in a big way, they figure 1,500 sets got into the market before they started getting called back. And the New Zealand ones weren't recalled. They were sold. Almost nothing went back upstream. So whatever landed in other markets, those went back upstream. The New Zealand ones were all pretty much sold. because nothing went back to distribution. No
Well,
matter
if
what
you're
people tell you.
if like let's say I owned a store that like let's say I own my own Smiths. Well, actually, let's not even take that. Let's just say I own my own store, okay, that sold Lego. If I had the Ospreys and then they were trying to recall them, I mean, would I have to send them back, or could I just be like, no, man, I'm selling these?
They'd strong arm you, but then you just say they're sold. What can they do?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
If you've sold them before release date, I think they can go down that road with you. But the thing is, what I was told before is that Lego have in their contracts that they can stop selling, or they can find companies, retailers that sell stuff, before release date and stuff like that. They don't act on any of it because it would hurt them. Because you think, it's like Walmart put a set out like a week earlier than they say, and they go, right, okay, we're going to find you. And Walmart go, well, we won't stock your product anymore.
Yeah.
Right, but see, I feel like that's a real iffy situation because, like, let's say Walmart did that, and Lego's like, okay, well, Walmart wouldn't hurt. Walmart wouldn't. You're right. It does. It is more. It is more in Lego's best.
Walmart writes the rules for all their deals.
Well, because Walmart, if Walmart never sold Lego, they're not going under.
Yeah.
They're obviously fine, but Lego would lose a lot of money, dude, if Walmart stopped selling Lego.
Toys R Us in the UK, and this was in the last days of Toys R Us. Toys R Us were putting Lego sets out that shouldn't be out yet, probably because they knew they were going under, and Lego still wouldn't. They said they Lego.
I feel like Walmart and Target are like two siblings, and Walmart's like the bad one, and Target's like the one that follows all the rules and does what they're supposed to do. Because those bastards, man. They will not sell stuff if it's like street dated, man.
Even if they put it on shelves. I've never seen that in the UK, but it's so funny that to me that people pick them off the shelves in Target, take it to their checkout, and they can't buy it.
Dude, one time I embarrassed Mrs. Hive, man, because she was with me at a Target, and I was like, oh my god, it was the A-wing. It was this one, the new A-wing that had come out, right? And they had it on the shelf. And I was so excited. Then we got to the register and it's street dated. And I couldn't buy it, and I was so mad, dude. And I was like being loud, and she's like, it's just a toy. Buy it later. I'm like, well, then they need to take it off the shelves.
Yeah, see, that's where I put my wife into play. A couple of years ago, you know how the January sets, Walmart will sometimes put them out a week before Christmas. So, we're in my local Walmart. Oh, look, there's whatever it was. And it's like, it wouldn't cash out on us. And, cashier goes, oh, I got to get the manager. She didn't know. She was new. And he goes, oh, I can't sell it. My wife steps in. I step back. And we walked out with that set after it was done. It's like...
Honestly, I think... I don't know.
Because I don't have it in me to be that much of a shark.
I think I'm just going to, next time I see something that's I just know is going to be street dated, I'm just going to get another set that's exactly the same price. And I'm just going to scan it twice.
Yeah,
you know what? If they catch me, I'm going to be like, well, it wouldn't scan, so I don't know what to tell you.
I've never done anything like that.
Because I'm not stealing it, right? I'm still going to pay for it.
To be honest with you, there was a thing in one of my stores once where they had these Star Wars sets, and it was like, I can't remember the exact price, but they were in a 2 for something, right? And they were the same price. But for some reason, it was a 2, say it was $2.15, and they were $20 sets. They only had one set that was in the $2.15. What I mean is, literally, you could only use that offer if you bought 2 of the same set. But right next to it were 3 other sets in that wave that were the same price. And it's like, why aren't they in the offer? It was really bizarre. So what I did is I scanned the same set twice and then took one I wanted and one of the other one. They were the same price. It should have been in the offer. But, technically it's, well, I paid.
Yeah. I did that with my T-shirts in line one day. I bought a bunch of the shirts and I was cashing out. And it's like, oh, it turned out one didn't have a tag. I know they were the same. Or at least I was positive they were the same. So I go to the guy, and I go, it's not scanning. He looks, where's the tag? I go, it's not here. And he goes, okay, it's the same shirt, it's the same style, whatever, same size. Just ring that one twice. Okay. Well, when I went back the next day, I took a look. Yeah, actually, that shirt was a lot more money. But I wasn't trying. I didn't realize it. I thought I grabbed everything.
With this one, I assume they would have. They wouldn't do a 2 for $15 offer on the exact same product when it's a Lego set. If you're buying a Kit Kat, maybe, something. But So, and they had it right next to these other ones, but they weren't scanning the offer. So instead, I just scanned the one that was in the offer twice, and it picked up the other set. Oh well.
Mastermind Toys in Canada.
I'm sure the company went bust
said,
afterwards.
Buy one get one free, or buy one get one half price, or whatever, and literally had to be the same set. And it's like, that's BS. I've never seen that before. They tried to pull that on me. 10 minutes arguing, I walked out. I didn't care enough.
Well, I've been fortunate to where my job.
It was only like 25% off when you figure out the math. It was.
Oh well, then yeah, that's not like it's.
It wasn't worth the trouble. Buy one get one half off. Yeah. So it's
I've just been fortunate that in my job I've gotten actually a lot of free Lego, because you would not believe the amount of people that will skip out and leave and just leave all kinds of stuff left behind that we have to trash out. You know what I mean? Oh, and I can't tell you how many times like I found like this Ninja Turtle man, like that was free.
That's the movie one, isn't it?
Yeah, my dinosaur. Like, dude, I've got so many stuff that I've gotten for free, because people just leave them behind.
I hope you wiped it down first, though. Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Like that's like I got that. I found that like 5 years ago. But one of the and then like all my techs and stuff, they know how much I love Lego. So anytime they see anything, man, even if they just see like some pieces, you know, they'll get them for me or whatever. One of the guys found the Octane semi gas truck or whatever. Yeah, he gave that to me. I know. It's crazy.
You should just say if they see a UCS Falcon now or something. Just
right?
Did you see about the whole thing with House of Bricks when they sent him double his order?
No.
He ordered 2 UCS main Falcons and they sent him 4. There's a video.
Well, you think that he would have noticed that on his bill?
No, it was like basically the order came twice. Whether someone
and he was nice enough to tell them.
I can't remember all the details, but there's a video on his channel about it. I think because I think he ordered 2.
Because I would have been like, Lego, what Millennium Falcons? I didn't get any here. You guys owe me 2.
Yeah, it was something like he ordered 2, and a third one came, and he was like, "Wow, I got one free." And then literally the next day, a fourth one turned up, and he was only ever charged for 2.
Wow.
Well, I got a Lego story. Those 3 helmets, I picked them up in a really sweet deal from a guy. But the guy, I won't give his name out, prominent Canadian collector here in Canada. And so he had ordered them, and Lego or FedEx had screwed up the first shipment.
Right.
They reshipped it. That one went MIA, damage, whatever. He got the 3rd set. This is the 3rd order. That's what these were. Then Lego had reshipped the other ones. In the end, he ended up with 3 sets, paid once, called one time to see if back, send him labels. In the end, he ended up with 3 sets of these things. And then he sat on it for a while and thought, I'm going to, maybe sell them high, low, whatever. He gave me a really good deal on it because in the end, it's gravy for him. He paid nothing for this wave of them. But Lego's funny when they make mistakes. But at least one of those delivery attempts, batches, what they figure is FedEx had damaged them in the truck and was screwing around with the shipping status for well over a week when they shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And but it's funny what can happen when you make an order and it doesn't arrive, and you play that telephone tag game. Who's got the package? What happened to it? Mm-hmm. Three different waves of those 3 boxes, and this is the one I got from the guy.
Wow.
And I got a good deal. And in the end, I paid nothing because I had fenced to another. It was a big trip all around Ontario, and I had sold one of those to a collector. Mm-hmm. So I used that money to pay for the gas that day. We drove around, me and my family, and then I got these. So in the end, that was a sweet day. That was probably the best day in the last year getting those.
And I don't know about you guys, but it's not like it's an everyday thing or anything like that. But when I do go on like a Lego hunt or a Lego deal, I enjoy it, man.
Yeah.
I enjoy the whole adventure of it. The different directions things can go in, and like you said, you sold the Vespin Duel to get some, and that paid for some gas for you to go around and do this. And it's like, it's pretty interesting, man, how some of those things can turn out. And I tell you, it's really crazy. The search. I do like the hunt You're hunting on Facebook Marketplace, and then you're hunting on like Mercari, then you're checking your local toy store, then your Walmarts, and like I remember when that Iron Man Avengers Endgame polybag came out, where it was the Iron Man, I think in the white suit. I can't remember for sure. I was like, yep, that's the one. Yep, that's the one. Yeah. So that thing, I looked.
It's nice.
I looked within basically a 50-mile range, dude, of where I live. I went to every Target and Walmart I could, man, try to find that thing. And I didn't find it until I went to another state in Pennsylvania. That's where I found it finally.
$5 Canadian, I think, Toys R Us.
But dude, I looked everywhere.
I didn't.
That was actually that was
a point of sale where at the cashier they had them on the pegs on the board.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I'll grab that too on my way out. Why not?
Yeah, and that actually turned into an unpleasant hunt after months of me searching. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, everybody, we have reached the 3-hour mark, so it is time to end the show and go do other things. I know that the ladies are having a stream today. I know that Greg's having his London Eye stream today. But as always, please check out everybody's channel as well. T-Mog and Rick at Albrecht's Count and Cut the Craggle and gosh, everybody else that was on here today as well. You know, and support each other. You know, try and be a supportive community. But yeah, thank you everybody for being here. I appreciate it on the panel and in the chat. These streams would be awfully boring if it was just me sitting here talking to myself. So
thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Well,
anytime.
You wouldn't need us if you would just start drinking more like beef.
Poor BFAB. Oh, BFAB, if you're listening, we love you, brother. Just stop drinking and coming on the streets.
He's at work sleeping and he heard his what?
No, he beats up on himself enough, though. I'd say so.
Oh yeah.
But
that self-deprecating sense of humor.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. But yeah, thank you everybody. I appreciate all of you, and